It is episode 694, I think, of the WCB podcast. Happy New Year, and thank you for tuning in to us, the first episode of the new year. Aluma has helped me do the intros. What's up, Aluma?
Good.
Are you excited about the new year?
A little bit.
A little bit. Do you think a lot of big deer are going to die in the new year? Maybe, right? Probably?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. But we're out here. It's the, well, what day would it be? It's the first day of 25 that this launches. And maybe you're not listening today on New Year's Day, but you might listen on a commute or here and your following work week. So we wish the best for you guys in 25. Thanks for the support in 2024. Always very, very, very appreciated. So this being the first show of 25, I'm going to cut right through the biz. Right now, first of all, thank you to, is that necessary in the mic? Thank you to Grizzly Coolers for jumping into the title position, and we're looking forward to a awesome year with them and strengthening that partnership across all of our podcasts and doing a lot with them and people who work with Grizzly. It's gonna be awesome. I'm stoked about it. The team they've developed over there at Grizzly is awesome, and we're gonna have some fun with them. And but yeah, appreciate you guys supporting us in 24 and all of our partners. Big Tine code is now WCB 2025. Huntworth, same code, WCB 15. Barn Taxidermy still on the roster. Love those guys so much. More G2 series episodes coming out soon. Probably launch one here in a couple weeks. Trophyline, looking forward. We re-signed with Trophyline for a couple years and going to strengthen that relationship as well. Code WCB. Blackgate Trail Cameras. Into the month, January 25th, 25, Winchester, Ohio. Come hang out with us at the Blackgate Whitetail Social. Cody Christian's going to be playing. We got a bunch of gear giveaways. Grizzly's sending out a bunch of stuff. We're doing a bunch of Grizzly giveaways, and we're going to be doing a live podcast. So come hang out with us there. Novix Treestands, code WCB, hang-ons, hybrids, they got it all. Mountain Ops, code WCB, save you 20%. DeerCast still on the roster for 25 with WCB, which we're stoked about. That app is like doubled its value for us as far as like user ability and just functionality. Not just for us, but for you. It's designed for you, the hunter. Leupold Optics, Aluma Trailers, based out of Iowa, all aluminum welded construction. Victory Arrows, Dialed Archery, the new proof is out. I'm rocking Rip TKOs for this year. I did buy a new bow the other day at the bow shop, and I'm shooting some Ruthless Archery built Victory Arrows they're shooters, man. So through the new proof, been rocking that on that new bow. And we'll get into details about that new bow here in an episode coming up. Rogue Ridge e-bikes and Rack Hub, code WCB at Rack Hub. Rack Hub, mounting options for your shed antlers, which is coming up way quicker than you think. And any deer that you shot or deadheads, it's a great, pretty, clean mounting option that's easy and customizable. So check out Rack Hub, use code WCB, and we'll just get to the episode. This episode is crazy. If you saw the Steve clip of him doing all the dumb shit on the internet, that's what this clip is. That's what that clip is from, is this episode. A lot of foul language. We're having fun. Scott Bakken was in. Bucky was in. We had done podcasts all day, so anytime that happens, it always ends up for a crazy late night episode BS session. So if you have little kids in the car, maybe don't play this episode. If you get offended by the F word, I don't know what you're doing on our platform anyway. We're just having a good time, and that's what this episode is good friends together and hunting camp and BSing back and forth, and that's what makes them fun. And I listened back on this episode and just chuckled at all the stupid one-liners and all the stuff that goes on in it. So we hope you enjoy it, and appreciate the support. You want to say anything? What do you think of Daddy's friend Steve? Is he kind of crazy? Yeah, shoulder shrug. That's how I feel about him all the time. He's a good person, though. I think deep down, he's kind of like the Grinch. Don't you think? Like his heart's really small, but his brain's about the same size as his heart. Do you think so? Is Uncle Steve kind of like the Grinch? I don't know. Is Uncle Doug pretty cool? What's Uncle Doug have on his face? What's that thing called? Right on his upper lip. You know that hairy thing right here on his upper lip? Tell the people what it is. Okay. That's what? Come on. Tell everybody. They'd love to hear it. A joke is what it is, apparently, huh? All right. Tell everybody thanks for tuning in. Come on. All right. Thanks for tuning in.
I'm Chase Rolfson with Rubline Marketing.
This is Jeff Lindsay. This is Michael Pitt. Hey, everybody, it's John Dudley from Knock on TV. Hey, guys, this is Jared Scheffler from Whitetail Adrenaline.
Hi, I'm Taylor Drury from Drury Outdoors.
Hey, this is Nick Munt from Bone Collector.
Hey, this is Melissa Buckman.
Working Class Bow Hunter. Working Class Bow Hunter. Working Class Bow Hunter Podcast.
Working Class Bow Hunter Podcast. Working Class Bow Hunter.
Working Class Bow Hunter. Working Class Bow Hunter. You're listening to the Working Class Bow Hunter. That's right. This is a podcast for Billy Joe Lunchbucket, the working man, just like me and you. My name's Travis T-Bone Turner from the Bone Collector. Thank you for tuning in.
Nobody pushes the envelope like Working Class Bow Hunter.
It's really not that good.
Those people on that pod, those hosts are a little unhinged.
Working Class. Working Class.
Episode 694 of the WCB. We think 694 of the WCB pod. Welcome to another middle-aged dude podcast recorded in your mom's basement. Here.
All right. How's it going? Pretty good intro there. I like that.
Yeah. Hey, Doug.
Hey, how's it going?
Holy shit. I can't believe I'm saying this. Hey, Steve.
Hey, what's going on?
Where the hell did you crawl out of?
You don't want to know.
Okay. Moving around the table. Bucky Ihlenfeldt is in the house.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, dude? How are you?
I'm pretty good. I could be a little bit better, but I'm getting better.
Good. And then moving around the table, another northern boy, Mr. Scott Bakken in the house, Dialed Archery. Thanks for being here, buddy. Scott, you can talk.
You're just not going to say anything?
I could think of like a million other places I could be right now.
Listen,
I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here.
Like he was more excited to see me today than he was to do this podcast.
I wasn't excited. I was shocked. It was like I literally thought I was seeing a ghost.
Hold on a second, Scott. First of all, I see what you're doing. I appreciate that. But for the record, Scott, we talked earlier at the WCB bar, and Mr. Scott Bakken might be, to the date of today of this recording, the longest, a year, you were here a year ago today, but the longest running formal business relationship that WCB has in standing right now might be you, Scott Bakken. So as much as you're questioning your presence of being here, you've also
Been here the longest.
been our main bitch for as long as what was it? 2016. We started the podcast in March of 2015. Early 2016, we started working with you on a business level. You gave us a chance.
Just love at first sight, I guess.
You gave us a chance, dude.
Yeah.
You never left.
Do you remember?
Showed up, never left.
Do you remember the phone call we had
I do.
after the podcast?
The phone call after the podcast.
It was after, because we did the podcast with the company you were with at the time.
Yeah, weren't we on the phone for like over an hour or something like that? Just like bullshitting, talking.
Our crew and you always hit it off.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was new to the business side of things with the podcast.
Oh,
and whatever.
yeah.
And it was like, hey, what about a sponsorship thing? And you're like, yeah, dude, I think we can do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck,
I do
really?
remember. Yeah.
Panicking.
Yeah.
Shit.
But it was just
Scared to
like,
ask.
he's like, and I remember you being like, yeah, no, you guys are awesome. That's cool. Let's do it.
Yeah, no, I do remember that. But I mean, now it's funny because we've talked about that on previous podcasts.
Yeah, probably
just
2 or 3.
Well, I mean, since we started Dialed, but like we talked about how I remember when you guys first got going, and then to see where you guys are now, and like how much you've grown and whatever. And then now it's like the tables have turned, right? So like now you guys are like up here, and now you're watching us like start from the beginning
Yeah.
and watching us grow over the years. So it's like the roles
Yeah, but
are
you're up there
reversed,
too.
but-
You're up there too.
Yeah,
Not yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
I see what you're saying because Dialed is new on the scene as a. I mean, your experience is unmatched in the industry. Like you're obviously
personally, but I mean,
but
as a company, I mean, we're still new.
I see what you're saying, but our perspective from it, from us at WCB, like here, and I'm sure our listeners probably view it the same way. You didn't start. I feel like you started like Dialed hit the ground running from a higher position than most people would from your experience and what you guys did and the angle. So I get what you're saying. It's a compliment. Thank you. And thanks for
just
working
take
with
the
us.
fucking compliment.
I am.
Why are you overcomplicating?
But you complimented us, but also like lessened yourself.
No, but I mean, it's just, I mean, I feel like that's kind of how, I mean, especially within our industry, I mean, it's a very normal, like, I mean, I think collectively we could think of,
it's a fair assessment,
like a group of people where, because you transition like throughout your career, right? So like you build, and eventually you get to a point where like, okay, what's next? And then you almost like start over at the bottom and then you're rebuilding again. So for me personally, that's where like I feel like I am. But as a brand, like you're right, we probably did start at a little bit higher level because of the experience of like all of our team, between me, Taylor, and Jordan, everybody. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like being here, and even since like last time I was here, like to see the differences, and again to see how much you guys have grown, like it's like, and then when we were talking about that, I'm like, man, I didn't realize it's been that long, but it's like,
right.
I mean,
It doesn't feel like that long ago, but
dude, I mean, that's
crazy.
Almost 9 years ago.
I want to hop in. There was a fun point, a little bit like early in the relationship.
Yeah, you sponsored us when Steve was around all the time.
Oh shit, dude.
Well, that's why when I saw him, I was like, I thought you died. I haven't seen or heard Steve's name for like 5 years. So I was like, I thought he just got
this bitch off.
Yeah, I thought he just got off and like thrown into the Everglades or some shit. So like when he was sitting there, I'm like, that's not Steve. Like
he walked
like
in,
seeing a ghost.
And he saw me just fat as fuck with long hair. Like my hair is as long and glorious as yours.
Your physique definitely hasn't changed much. That's for sure.
Well.
The only thing that grew with Steve is his hair.
My career, no. Anyway, shut up. I want to bring this actual point up because it is a fun
hair and
point.
STDs he's beaten are the only two things that have gotten better.
Dude, I'm the only one that has been too fat for herpes.
Two more syphilis shots and this motherfucker's dead.
I got syphilis.
How do you keep your diabetes and your syphilis medication separate?
It's fucking easy. You just take neither. You just let them go.
Let God work it out.
It's all controlled by diet.
Bro, if the ladies are like, yo, it down there it kind of tastes like birthday cake, I'm like, I don't know which one that is, sweetheart. Do
you have a Snicker bars? My blood sugar's low.
No, I do Kit Kats.
Natty Ice and RC Cola and Moon Pies.
And Moon Pies.
I'm sorry, Kurt, are you from Chicago? Why do you know that combo?
RC Cola and Moon Pie? Dude, I hung out with you.
I didn't. Right there. No, the point I wanted to make was,
yeah, don't, dude.
No.
We're not getting there.
It goes on to this.
We're never gonna get there.
Me and Scotty Bakken did a video together, and I like interviewed you one-on-one. Yeah. Bucky, no, it wasn't that video, dude. Believe me, if anyone, he was the bottom, I was the top. Like,
was that at DeerFest? Yeah. I have a picture when I got a new phone that showed up on my phone, and I was like, where the fuck was this?
Was that when you ignored my Snapchats or my text? Which one?
Probably both.
Oh, okay. All right. Just checking.
Yeah.
Me and you.
Memories. Just like old times.
Great time.
This is the funniest shit because
I didn't realize this would start off so hot out of the gate.
It's great.
It's getting so weird already.
It's just, we're like 9 minutes in, everyone's already shutting it off.
And we literally have not done anything productive.
They heard Steve's voice and like, oh, nope.
Yeah.
If you can go back and find the actual video, it's a tale. It's almost like a tale of two hunters. There's me. I'm out of breath telling this story, so you know I'm out of breath interviewing him. But I'm talking to Scott, and Scotty's just fucking jacked, like ripped, looking great. You ended up banging a chick that I really wanted to bang that night. We're not talking about that. But I'm interviewing him. No,
Can we
I
take
didn't
it
say
back?
you
Can
did.
you just meet him already?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Wait, you guys have editing like that?
Bye-bye.
He's gone.
Forgot about
That didn't last long.
Okay.
Well,
Forgot I had
bye-bye.
that power.
9 minutes in?
All right, segue, and we're going to get to the real podcast. Okay. First of all, appreciate Scott and Bucky, you guys being here. Coming to us
Thank
to
you.
record always means a lot. And something that just happened with WCB, if our listeners know from social media in the last handful of episodes, we have launched our own whiskey with Ledge Rock Distillery called Kill Bottle Whiskey. And we wanted to gift you guys a couple bottles live on air here.
Oh, awesome.
I knew it. Yes. I was literally, as I was driving down here, I'm like, God, I hope.
So we got bottle number 2 and number 4, and I just randomly grabbed them so you guys can fight over what's what.
You get to pick.
Well, I'm taking 2.
Okay,
you
there's
should.
bottle number 2, and there's
Actually,
bottle number 4.
No.
So
Here,
those are-
Bucky, you take 2.
No,
I'll
no,
take
no.
4.
No.
You're way more important than I am. So you take 2.
Well,
I hardly am.
so
Well, no, because the last time I was here recording, it was just Kurt and Doug and I, because everybody else had more important stuff to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now you're here and everybody's here, so
that's
we
it.
all know.
Yeah,
I
that's
see what you're doing.
Yeah,
So,
we all know
this
who
is-
the real.
Not bad, dog.
this is from the first small batch run we did
Get out
of
of there.
30 exclusive bottles for really marketing purposes to get the whiskey off the ground.
And for the homies.
And for the homies and for this type of situation. And yeah, you guys got the super low number bottles. You guys have been awesome to us since
Thank you.
the
Yeah,
support
thank you
and
very
everything's
much.
been awesome. So there's the kill bottles.
Since day 4, you've been awesome.
It's good luck before and after a kill for the record. So as you can see, I got 2 empty kill bottles up here and one. We drank one bottle
Number 2.
pretty quick when I killed my big deer this year. So
That went by really fast.
I kind of want to crack it open.
Crack it
You wanna
open.
try it? You wanna try
But
it,
no, but I also want to save it for if and when at some
Well,
point
we
in my life
have-
I ever kill anything.
you want to drink a
Oh,
little on
yeah.
the podcast?
That's a
We
good
have an open bottle on the bar.
I do want to
We
try
just
it.
get an open one.
Yeah. Hey, Cameron, you mind going by the sink? There's an
Yeah,
open bottle.
don't open yours yet.
I'm saying
Just keep it.
I want to open mine tomorrow when I shoot a buck.
yeah.
There you go.
This
There you
is
go.
perfect.
So tomorrow
That'd be fucking sweet.
when you kill, I'll open my bottle, and we'll have a
FaceTime.
toast.
Facebook
FaceTime.
Live.
But then if I kill one tomorrow,
Ooh.
How about this? We'll drink some of this open bottle, and then
That's gonna bring you good
you can
luck.
open these bottles. Your guys' bottles, since they're numbered, you only drink when you kill.
no, 100%.
And then other than that,
100%.
wait until you kill again.
You gotta wait.
So there's
Be drinking it all.
there's the open bottle. So Ledge Rock Distillery in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. They grow everything.
Fucking
They're
Wisconsin.
hunters.
Freaking cheeseheads.
It's Wisconsin. made
Cheeseheads
booze.
for the win.
You guys will don't drink it all there, Wisconsin boys. I mean, actually, you can.
Cheese and alcohol is what
It's a
they're known
sweet
for.
bourbon. It's 90 proof too. You feel it.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's good.
It's good, huh?
Good stuff, huh?
That's
It's
it.
over. I already killed the podcast, so I already killed today. So
First 2-year-old's getting shot tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Just so you can open the bottle.
I was thirsty.
Yep. First 2-year-old 10-point IC is getting whacked.
I'm going to smoke one in the liver tomorrow.
Smoke it in the liver,
Oh,
baby.
you should.
So there you go. You got the.
Thank you very
the
much.
bottle. Yeah.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. The
That's
only
very
thing
nice of you
that's-
guys.
The only thing that's changing on the bottle is the front label is going to get a little bigger in 25.
Doug?
So this was a test run. We weren't sure we were going to keep. We didn't know if it was going to be a limited run or stick around. And we had a meeting with those boys yesterday, and they're thrilled with the response. So shout out to everybody who ordered a bottle. In like 2 weeks, we sold over 600 bottles, and they're
crazy.
thrilled. And they're like, yes, we want to make this a thing that sticks around. So
Keep it rocking.
And you listen to that podcast, and you know what? They're just regular guys, just like you guys are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just salt of the earth, and they just came up to you at a trade show.
yeah.
Hey, let's try something together.
Yeah.
And that's how it works, right?
Yep.
So
Networking.
that's where like again, thinking about like the progression of WCB over the years, like that's when you know like the fact that a distillery is coming up to you guys and like, hey, let's do a bottle of whiskey.
Well, it's cool 'cause-
Like, that's fucking awesome.
Dude,
We talked about it forever. Like, how do we?
I remember like we were talking about like when we had the garage party at Ross's and shit. Like when Kurt and I were up till 4 that morning, we were talking about like, yeah, we should start a beer company. We should start I mean, that was 5 years
We want
ago.
to do beer forever.
more. Yeah.
So
But yeah, Bryce, long story short, it's been told before. Bryce was at the Wisconsin Classic, rolled in, didn't know him, he was shopping for clothing that we had, and I seen Ledge Rock Distillery. I've been calling it Ledger Rock. I've been adding another R, which he's like, that's whatever. But Ledge Rock Distillery, and I looked at it, and he had a really cool it was like their shop, like their facility made into like a screen print shirt. I was like, hey, what's Ledge Rock Distillery? He's like, oh, my dad and I run a distillery. We're farmers and hunters and whatever. And Eric was standing right there, and I looked at him, and Eric like gave me the eye.
We kind of like both had a moment.
We did one of these. We were like,
You don't want to show true excitement, but like you're like deep down, you're like super excited.
but Bryce saw it, and he's like, wait, did you guys want to do a whiskey? And we're like, yeah. He goes,
We're like,
dude,
no.
Eric's like sitting there like shaking, like
Maybe. Avid withdrawal.
maybe.
calm down. Yeah, he's like, let's talk.
So we could start a whiskey company, but it's called No Kill Bottle.
No kill.
I would be a
10-year whiskey.
I would be a part of that as well.
Tank, yeah. No, yeah. 10-year aged.
Haven't killed a buck in 10 years.
No one's ever tried it.
No, so
We don't know.
Bucky and I were talking on the way down because he's like, "Hey, you coming tonight?" I'm like, "Yep, I'm gonna make it." And I was like, "Are you hunting this week?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, how's it been going or whatever? And I was like, dude, it's been forever since I killed something with a bow. And he's like, it's been 10 years since I killed a deer with a bow. And I'm like, holy shit, it's been like 7 or 8 since I've killed a deer with a bow. Yeah. And then we're both just like, man, we kind of suck.
We're both beating each other now. I'm trying to pick up Scott because he's like, I suck. I can't. I'm a terrible hunter. I'm like, come on, dude.
Could you imagine the huntresses you could get with no kill whiskey, dude? They would be bananas. Be great.
Deer hunting's too hard. Here's some ducks whiskey.
Dude, I had a buddy of mine texted me today. He's like, are you on your way to Illinois? I was like, yeah, I'm getting ready to hit the road. He's like, yeah, I got to find a late season buck. He's like, I've been chasing ducks this whole week. I'm like, that sounds like way more fun than deer hunting.
Yeah.
I'm
like, every huntress, deer hunting's hard. Let's go kill some ducks.
I get good breakfast, and that's about
Duck camp,
it.
here we come.
Yep.
Can I be honest with you guys? I went duck hunting on Tuesday. Dude, it was the greatest day I've had hunting all
I don't
year.
give a fuck.
That's the only day you went hunting, dude.
There's nothing challenging about it. I loved it.
I don't give a fuck about ducks right now, Steve. All
That's
right.
the only day he's been hunting, by the way.
It was so fun, dude.
You know what I want to talk about?
Not everybody gets to hunt as much as you guys, so cool it.
Cool it, dude. I'm laid off
Shut
for
up,
a month.
Steve.
I'm laid off.
You know what I want to talk about? Moving on from the whiskey and ducks is Dialed Archery, because there's some updates. There's some updates since last time.
Yep.
Big updates.
First of all, congratulations on the success. I know it's been a lot of work. And I think you guys get talked about more than any other. Shut the fuck up, Steve. Okay, Dialed Archery. This is where the podcast starts. And this is where you talk less.
Okay, we're here.
Before you
We're
fucking can't talk. Sew your jaw shut. Can't talk. Take notes. Here, I know how to fix this. Okay.
on, man.
So,
Where's that fan, man?
Dialed Archery. A lot has happened in a year, Scott. The proof is launched, and congratulations. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
So badass.
Thank you.
How excited what's the excitement level from the proof to the Arxos? The Arxos will be unmatched because it was the launch, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can never, regardless of our opinion or anybody else's opinion on the Arxos, like you can't discredit it because that's what the company started on, right? And we would never have the proof without the Arxos. And I mean, I still think the Arxos is a badass sight just because of like the new and unique ideas that we put into it. And I think what we showed with the Arxos is the fact that consumers and customers were hungry for something new within a pretty like stale space. So you can't take that away from the Arxos, but if you're going to compare the proof to the Arxos, like it's a night and day difference.
Right.
And I mean, the whole reason we named it the proof is because it's proof that we listened to customer feedback. So everything we changed on the proof was because that's what we were told, like customers wanted to see.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's a night and day difference between the two, but the proof would never exist without the Arxos. So you can't just completely cut the Arxos out. And
not at all.
I mean, the Arxos will always be our baby. I mean, that's what Dialed, started on. But
where you cut your teeth.
The Arxos shocked, in my opinion, the archery game. It was a head turner, still is.
And that's why, like, lately, with like the launch of the proof and stuff, that's why, and on our apparel and everything you see, like, kick the hornet's nest, because with the Arxos, that's exactly what we fucking did.
You did.
And regardless if other site companies want to admit it or not, like, if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't be doing anything that they're fucking doing right now. So, like,
agreed. I agree with that.
If there's
that's a bold statement, but it's also not.
It's 100% true. It's 100% true. That's what the archery industry needs, right? In order to keep progressing, is somebody has got to kick the hornet's nest, right?
Yeah.
And it won't end with us. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be somebody else that does the same thing. But
also bring it on. Like, that's great for everybody.
Yeah. Capitalism is a great thing, right? Competition promotes innovation. Innovation, brings new ideas. And in the end, consumers are the one that win,
Yeah.
And it makes everybody be better. So you get, better marketing, better branding, better quality products, like all that stuff. But, so again, going through the process of the proof, the Arxos, the proof is like, that's what we set out to build from the beginning. We just didn't know how to. But now we do. So now we have the proof. And like the term that we've been using a lot lately is confidence. When you're a new business, you're a startup, the whole world's against you. Like everybody is waiting for you to fail.
Yeah.
And everybody is hoping that you fail. But the one thing that, and the proof kind of like showed us that, is the people that supported Dialed are true Dialed supporters. Because when we launched proof, they were the first ones lining up to get on that like pre-order list or get on the launch date.
Yeah.
So the loyalty of like our customers, like we're forever indebted to that, because we would not exist without that. Right. So, and that was the cool thing, is to see how many people showed up on launch date for proof, past like former customers, but then also new customers that were like, we knew you guys were going to come out with something new. Like,
there's probably a lot of that. Like, they waited a little bit.
Well, and that's, we all do that, right?
That's fair.
With a new company, you do that.
Yeah, especially when, it's new ideas, and we heard it a lot, like, especially at the different events and stuff, is, how long have you guys been in business? And it's like, well, we're going on 4 years. Oh, so you're new. And you can see like the hesitation, which I totally, understand, but now the confidence behind the proof, not that we didn't have confidence behind the Arxos, but it's like, now we finally have the site that we wanted to build from day one. So it's like, now it's like, okay, it's on. Like,
It makes
we're
sense.
not a startup anymore. Like now, like I've said it before, I believe in like previous podcasts, like we've only just begun. Like now it's like, it's on.
Hit the ground running.
I love it. And it's honest. I think it's cool that you talk through it that way. It's like, not that we doubted the Arxos, but it's a stepping stone to continue the brand, to continue a good quality product.
Yeah, it was the original,
By the way, still shooting the Arxos. This is my site that I don't have on yet on whatever bow it's going to end up on.
Same.
And I love the Arxos, dude. Like,
Love it.
The Arxos, the Arxos is, now that the proof's out, like the Arxos is, I don't know what's like, it's like if you look at like Ford trucks, like the Arxos is like the XLT model, where the proof is like the Lariat or the Platinum.
It's
you know what I mean?
It's a King Ranch.
Yeah, like you had to start with the base model
Before
in
you
order
can
to
upgrade.
get to the next level. But the Arxos like will still like kick ass, but it's amazing. So going back to like the customer part, when we launched proof, how many people like showed up, bought proof, and then like a week later, like I can think of one instance particularly, literally a week after the dude bought the site, he killed a 200-inch deer. Like
with the proof.
With the proof.
Oh shit.
So it's like, I mean,
Put yours
again,
on
it's
there.
like that's when you know, like you're doing something right. Is
Yeah.
when people are literally like showing up for launch date, they're throwing it on, and then they're hitting the field.
Yeah, when killers show up to buy it and put it on and then kill,
Yeah,
that speaks volumes. Yeah,
it's been
There's
awesome.
your proof.
there's
yeah.
your proof.
Ah, I see what you did there.
You get it.
I knew it was
see what you
coming.
did there.
It was coming.
Yeah,
Whammy.
yeah, you never miss, brother.
Whammy.
Okay.
So-
All right. I'm a customer and a listener, and I'm going to hit you with this question. Scott, I want the proof, but the Arxos looks cool. Are both going to be available, or is the Arxos going to go away?
Arxos is dead.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, we'll still warranty it and service it, but as far as availability, it's no longer available.
Okay. I wanted to baseline, get to the ground level on that question.
Yep.
So it's
no. I mean, like I said, we'll still service it and warrant it. So if you have an Arxos and you have an issue, we'll be able to take care of it. If we can't take care of it, then we'll upgrade you.
We'll talk about it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Cool.
but no, now going forward, it's all proof. And I mean, from a business end, the Arxos, it's like that was our learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing we learned is never build a product and price it without actually building it first.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what we thought we were building the Arxos for actually turned out to be substantially higher. So literally, and anybody that's a business owner that's listening to this is going to be like, you guys are fucking idiots. And maybe, like, but
It's honest,
The
though, I mean-
Arxos just, it wasn't profitable for us because we built it without actually knowing what it truly cost us. But then when we launched Dialed, we had no clue what our bill of materials was.
Right.
And then when we found out, we're like, okay. And we thought we could make it work, and we did, but it's a miracle, so but I also wouldn't change that either.
Right.
Because I don't think we would have the proof without that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the proof was born out of necessity because we were working with a non-profitable product and we knew we had to change both on the business side, but also what consumers and customers were wanting. So, I mean, it's kind of funny how it all works out.
Yeah.
I truly believe, and I remember when we first started Dialed, somebody told me that timing is everything. Like, most businesses that fail isn't because it was a bad idea, bad ownership, whatever. It's just, it was bad timing.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't think we could have launched Dialed at a more perfect time. I don't think we could have introduced the Arxos at a more perfect time. And then it's like, I don't think we could have introduced proof at a more perfect time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just funny how like the timeline all adds up and everything just fits perfectly. But, so we launched proof in October and like we've shipped so many sites over the last like 2.5 months. And it's, like I said, the confidence is just different.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also like, okay, we're not a startup anymore. So like, we're not going to have that forgiveness like we did in the beginning. Because a lot of people were very forgiving and understanding at our, mistakes, our lack of shipping, whatever, because we are a new company.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, we're not a new company anymore. So it's like, we got to get our shit together.
Gotta be a little tighter.
And we got to start acting like a real company. But again, it's all that confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you were to come to our HQ right now, like our team they're savages right now.
Would you say that they're dialed?
They are more than dialed. Like,
Sorry about that.
Oh shit!
yeah.
Sorry about that.
I don't know what the next
Yeah, your
level
mic is
is.
still muted, Steve.
I know.
Shut your hole.
There's proof that's dialed.
I don't know what the next level is from dialed, but
My brain.
yeah, they're
What the hell?
yeah, they're savages.
So what's the big changes that you can go into detail on with the proof compared to the Arxos? Because that's what people are going to want to know.
Grab the side. Break it down for us.
Let's see.
So the biggest one I would say, based off of customer feedback, is the switch lever, which is that guy right there.
Mm-hmm.
So with the Arxos, the entire site was tension driven.
Mm-hmm.
So as a team, collectively, we do not like locking knobs or anything to lock the dial in because that's a barrier, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the heat of the moment, if you need to make an adjustment, you're locked, right? So that's what we wanted. But then we found out that's not what everybody else wants.
Yeah.
So now
you like as a consumer,
right? Yeah.
Joe Dirt, you'll never.
Who would have thought that actually would resonate with business? But it's so true.
It's so true.
Yeah. So now you have the ability to control the tension of the dial, but then you can also lock it in place so it can't move. So that's been I would say from a feature standpoint, that's the biggest change. But then just the overall design of the sight, like we cut more components out of it, so we cut more weight. But so for us, it's easier for us to make, it's easier for us to assemble, but it's still a very minimalistic design that will still yield like the results that you want, the durability, all that stuff. But I mean, it's a lot of little things. I mean, you know, now you can truly run a switch tape on the inside and the outside. And then we got rid of, so with the Arxos, you had all the indicator needles on the inside.
Yep.
But if you wanted to run an outside orientation, you didn't have those needles. Now you do.
Okay.
So instead of needles, it's these rings that will rotate with the switch tape. So I guess like in a nutshell, like the easiest way to explain the difference is just precision. I mean, like I finally, I'm the only lefty on our team, and I just got my proof 2 weeks ago. So I've only been running it for 2 weeks, and right out of the gate, I was like, the precision of this sight is like next level. I mean, so the Arxos had second and third axis adjustment, but now the proof has first, second, and third axis adjustment, but they're all independent adjustments. So one adjustment won't affect the other.
Right.
But then you still get all the customization features, the adjustability. I mean, it's just overall.
The dialed look.
Yeah. I mean, the angled elevation rail, which over and over and over again, like I'm still just amazed at how much that rail does. I mean, like
I feel like there's a general misunderstanding for the angled elevation rail compared to like a vertical.
No, I mean, until you actually use it, you won't understand it.
That's what sold me.
I mean, that's
it's fucking
for
awesome.
sure.
Well, you know, it's funny because you know, like I said, I just got my sight and I was sighting it in the other day, and you know, in the past, people would be like, okay, my tape marks are this, and then it's like 24 and a half. I'm like, well, a half yard doesn't make a fucking difference, like whatever. But with the angled rail, it truly does.
Yeah.
So like when I was sighting in the other day to get my 20 and my 70, I was at 35 and I was at 36, and 35 was a little bit low, 36 was a little bit high, and it was 35 and a half.
See, I'd rather it be that way though, because if
It's
I'm
just
doing that process,
it's more precision.
yeah, I want to know what it is, not about what it is.
Well, but and the thing with the angled rail is, with a perpendicular rail, the further you go out, the further your marks get apart.
Yep.
So you lose that precision. Where with the angled rail, for us, the further you go out, the closer your marks get. So you can get those half yard increments to make it more precise.
Yep.
And like I said, I mean,
which also it also increases your maximum yardage capabilities from your housing to your arrow, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, so if with a normal sight, if you maxed out at 90 yards, we can get you past that because of that angled rail.
Yeah,
I picked up 20 yards.
You did 20.
Yes.
And that's the minimum. Like we've seen, I mean, I remember a couple years ago at a TAC event in Texas, we had literally had a gal that picked up almost 50 yards.
Wow.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
She's shooting
from
lighter poundage.
Yeah. From 20 or whatever to
so, and that's where the difference is. That's why, you know, the site was built, was lower pounded shooters, shorter draw length, heavy arrows, whatever. If you're handicapped by lower feet per second, that is where our sight helps you. So if you're shooting a lightning fast like speed bow, you're probably not going to pick up that much difference, because it's just,
you can shoot 400 yards if you want.
Yeah, but in yardage you will. Yeah, in yardage you will.
Well, but I mean, it's the actual yardage gain is going to be less than somebody that's shooting a slower bow.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Or a really heavy arrow. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if your feet per second are slower, your net gain is going to be higher than somebody that's shooting a faster bow. But if you're shooting a really fast bow, I mean, distance isn't an issue anyways.
Yeah.
Right. But it's for the people that, like I said, short draw lengths, low poundage, heavy arrow shooters. you will gain yardage.
Yeah.
And not that we promote long range hunting, you know, like
But
all
target
that.
shooting's really fun.
I mean, as popular as the TAC and, you know, mountain archery festivals, all that shit starts, like, it makes a difference. So.
Yeah, big time. No, I don't think anybody's going to question the...
If you practice at 60, think about that. Like
40 is way easier.
Everything's a chip shot.
Yeah.
And when you're shooting around with your buddies over summer, like it might be a local archery club or whatever, and you put a dollar bill at 90,
You're bullshitting for the belt.
everybody's doing it. You know what I mean? And so what, Rick and arrows, big deal. But you're more precise.
Yeah.
You're a finer shooter. You're a more precise shooter.
Yeah.
It's more fun when you're better.
It's more rewarding.
way more
right?
fun.
Don't you think?
All right, Steve, you're getting unmuted. Don't fucking ruin it.
And stay away.
Yeah,
Well,
don't say
and, you know,
right,
and,
dude.
and that's
Okay.
you know that's the other thing, and you know we with the Arxos, the proof, like we never built it for the masses. Like we knew it was not going to be an attractive sight to everybody, but like I said, I mean the proof proved it that you know if you actually shoot it, you understand why we built it the way we did. So I mean that's like our tagline is built on purpose. Like you understand, you know, the whole reason behind everything.
And it looks good.
It
looks good.
It's fucking sexy.
Sexy.
Yeah.
When the Arxos first came out, I was at an archery tournament and walked up to this. It was a long yardage shoot, whatever. So I jumped in line, and they're like, "Is that the Dialed Archery site?" I'm like, "Yeah, here, try it." Well, it's like 70 yards. I'm like, "You're fine." And they're like, everybody's trying my bow, and I'm like, "Please don't blow it up," or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's bold move.
But once everybody, well, what the hell?
Yeah.
But they're trying it, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's so much cleaner." And
Yeah.
And my deal was like when I got it, I first bolted it on. I'm like, I pull it back, and I'm freaking arrow geek. Pull back, and I'm like, "Oh my god, the bubble's on the top." Yes,
Yeah.
it's so simple. That's probably my favorite thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Everybody picks something out they like about it. And I mean, we've been a fan since the beginning with the Arxos and still run the Arxos, but you need to go take a nap, Steve?
I'm good, dude.
God damn. It's crazy.
What?
It's crazy that like you can blow an opportunity so fast.
I didn't blow shit, dude.
Were you sleeping?
it was close.
Steve, are you asleep?
No, I wasn't. I was like, I'm listening to this conversation. I'm like,
I think if we were real quiet, we all could have snuck out.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been really
all right, hey,
Should we try it?
try it. Everybody, shut the fuck up here real quick.
All right, Steve. Respect the people that are around you because we're better than you.
All right.
Back to the new club.
He blew it, dude. No.
You blew it. And now I lost my train of thought. Now,
Do you want to read what I was reading?
No.
I know. I know
we're
you don't.
good.
I know you don't.
We're talking about extended yardage, shooting
know,
clean
I know.
clean sights.
yeah, that's one thing. I got to work on my eyesight for shooting long range. It's like I can feel it slipping. And that
Yeah,
sucks.
clarifier.
Yeah. Do you run one?
Yeah, for sure. Lens and I run a clarifier. Yeah.
Talk about it because I need to.
Oh,
know.
I love it. I got it from my dialed lens is in there. Put it in the end, screw it in. It cleans everything up so nice because it's like when you get an extended yardage 60, 70, 80, something like that. And I like shooting at that because it makes
Yeah,
it better, right?
It's fun, yeah.
So when you pull it back, it cleans up that sight so much. Because
So
if it's blurry, I mean, you're
it's-
just shooting at an object.
Is it like a 2 power or like a 4 power?
Well, I run a 4, and then I run a yellow lens and a Hamsky clarifier.
And the clarifier's in your peep.
Yes, and they're super fucking expensive. They're like $200.
What?
That's
But
what I run as
I
Hamsky.
mean, it's a lens.
They have other ones. And basically, they're cleaning up. You're basically making glasses.
So a lens, you know, it magnifies, but that's like the big misconception with the lens is it's like shooting a rifle scope. Well, if I dial it into 10 power, you know, I'm going to be closer to the target, right? But it's a lens helps clear up like the target, especially with like shadows and stuff like that. But then a lot of times, like, and that's my problem is I can see the target fine, but then my pins are blurry, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So like generally,
I have a
like-
focus issue.
Like you run a lens to help clear up the target, but you can also run a verifier too. But then you can run a clarifier, and they pair together.
you have to match those. though.
Verifier,
Yeah.
clarifier. I don't know what the hell's going
The
on.
thing is,
It's,
like I did.
it's like wearing glasses and
Yeah.
like wearing like bifocals. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it's like. So
Bifocal.
you match the power of the lens to the power of the clarifier.
It is.
I need to experiment with some of that.
It's a
because-
trial and error
awesome.
thing for sure. Because
Huh.
it also depends on like your prescription of like your eyes, like if you wear contacts, glasses.
But you can't run. You need them both, right? The clarifier and the lens.
You don't have to, but
no,
everybody
you can run a lens just by
Do you
itself.
ever have
Maybe a
issue
lens might
with
help you.
the sun or anything? Do you ever draw back and you're like, fuck?
No, I run that, and like today, I ran a Crown Royal bag over the top of it when I was walking out to the blind because
Love that.
I didn't want any snow inside it. But it'll rain and stuff like that. You put Rain X on it, it doesn't matter.
Well, and like the housing has like a natural like hood over the top of it, but then if you run a lens kit, we have a
ring
that holds the lens in place that protects the lens.
Oh.
But it is a lens. It's no different than looking through a scope or a pair of binoculars. Even though the lens is protected, it's always going to get dust, water
See, I need
spots,
to
whatever.
experiment. It's like, 30, 40 yards, I'm good. But it's like when I want to fun shoot in my yard and I want to like shoot 60, 70, 80, 90, like then I find myself, if I take my time and let my eyes focus, then I can see. But it's like then by that time, I'm like exhausted by the time I shoot 5 arrows. I've sat there and aimed and pulled and aimed and pulled and aimed and pulled. And then you do that 5 times and you're trying to focus
But it's so much more fun when you can see what the hell you're trying to shoot at. Like,
Exactly.
I'm not shooting at the vitals.
Yeah,
I'm shooting at
dots.
a dot.
Yeah, we're shooting at dots.
You know what I mean?
70.
I'm not trying to hit I'm trying to hit a quarter at 70. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to hold that group together.
I can't be the only guy.
No.
like, but-
I feel like I'm in the same boat too, because like over the years, like it's progressively getting worse.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to accept that it's getting worse.
Well, I just got my eyes fixed.
I have not got there
You
yet.
get laser? LASIK?
No, I had a cataract because I'm freaking old. So then they replaced the lenses, so I corrected my vision. But I need like cheaters to read and stuff. But like this, like before, I had to look through the bridge of my nose because my glasses, I couldn't see.
Oh yeah.
So I made glasses out of my lens and my clarifier.
Gotcha.
But like this, it just works out just the same that I can see perfectly, but I can still see downrange like a mother.
Right.
Like it's invest in that part of the site to make it that much better.
Right. Yeah. It just makes a better user experience.
It's so much more fun.
No, I was saying as predators, if you ever look at like how the eyeball, like when it starts taking in light, literally,
Like a horse.
within 35 minutes.
Got eyes like a horse. I've heard that a lot. People say that.
You said that earlier. God damn, dude.
It's how much light takes in, in the fall, and then that's why we go into the rut because the estrus cycle starts when there's less light.
Yeah, Steve, when you start producing estrus, your eyesight gets a little better.
Can't.
we got a hillbilly dying. No.
Steve, I just want to let you know there's no winning for you for the rest of this episode.
How? I'm about to speak. All right, fine. Fuck it.
Yeah, don't.
Fuck it.
Thanks, man. Mute.
One button.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Changes everyone's.
Oh, wait, hold on now.
One button changes everyone's listening experience.
I don't know why that's so funny.
Wait, they're like, yo,
Eyes like a horse.
As predators.
The shape of your eye.
Biologist.
What the hell?
I don't know why that killed
TikTok's
me.
going nuts.
That's predator.
Yeah, it's just like as predators.
God damn it.
No,
What I was going to say is I need glasses and I have glasses and I'm too big of a pussy to put contacts in. I just don't do it.
Yeah.
So I just deal with it. And then I like really deal with it when I have to look through a peep and I'm aiming at like 70, 80. So I think
So that's where like
I'm
a lens would help you.
Yeah.
it would help. Yeah. Okay.
But
You get a lens.
a lot
brother.
of people think like the higher power lens, the better, and that's not true.
Yeah.
So,
I just need to clear it up.
Yeah, so like a two power. I mean, but you also like for hunting, you also have to abide by state laws because
Right.
there are states that don't allow magnified lens. So
Interesting. Crossbows legal all of archery season.
Lens is not.
You can't have a lens.
God forbid you could see.
What about Pope and Young? What's their stance on the
Oh shit.
stuff? That's a good question, right?
on lenses,
Not on lenses, and it doesn't. That's by state.
Yeah.
But we could talk about something else with Pope Young.
Can you imagine like Kurt Geyer
we'll
killed
save
his
that
buck
for later.
with a lens.
Kurt Geyer shoots 200-inch deer with a lens. Asterisk.
yeah.
after him.
Working class bow hunter gets canceled because Kurt Geyer kills a 200 deer. With a
Collapse of WCB Elite Archery bails on sponsorship.
They got lenses and sights.
Dialed is the first one to bail.
I knew I wasn't going to be the reason.
Scott Bakken turmoil.
You provided it.
Stevie Mo comes back. It's
Stevie Mo talks through a muted mic. Yeah. Stevie Mo gets caught on Chris Hansen's To Catch a Predator.
I never get caught.
Hey, listen, you don't have to talk louder.
I never get outflanked.
I never get caught.
You're 3 over the muted mic talks away from getting moved outside. The dog is going to be sitting where you're sitting. You keep it up.
The dog that farted? All right.
Yeah, the dog's in.
You farted too, so I mean, like you're one to one.
I think you farted and blamed it on the dog is the problem.
You have to make a reel with the dog sitting there with the headset on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. We're going to
He would do it.
We should try to do that by the end.
I hope Jordan just makes a montage of like cuts of Steve the whole time. Like
Steve talking on a muted mic.
his facial expressions have been so bad. Fucking idiot.
You just need to get a ball gag to put on his ass.
I can't believe we didn't walk out.
He has
and
one
let
for
him
sure.
sleep. That would have been the best.
Yeah, we should have just let him sleep.
Yeah.
Give it time, Bucky. Give it time.
He wakes up and everything's
Just sleep
going.
with a ball gag.
Well, you were going to say what's something else we could talk about with Pope and Young. What was the transit? By the way, we don't have to get off the dial thing. I was enjoying that, but just
we're off. I mean, we're off.
It was a valid question, though.
We're off.
One of the things that change, and I'm just a archery shooter, but Pope and Young wouldn't accept anything electronic on your site, and they just had a change because of the membership.
Mm-hmm.
And people decided that, and they went to a vote, and they said that a light on top of the pins was acceptable.
I think that's fair.
I think it's fair.
It's 100% fair.
Yeah. So you guys have,
As long as it's within the state game
Guidelines.
laws, it should be fair.
Yeah, agreed. I do agree.
It's not. And the whole thing is with fair chase is that to make sure that the animal has
the benefit of the doubt.
benefit of getting away.
Definitely.
And
Well, that was like the lighted knock situation. It's kind of like in the same
almost kind of
boat. The lighted knock thing was like a big hang up for a long time, I remember.
Which is retarded because a lighted knock does not give the advantage to the hunter. It just gives the advantage to finding your arrow.
Yeah, it's recovery.
Or seeing where it even goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. You guys are involved with Pope and Young on different levels, and I think I've voiced some strong opinions that have already launched on an episode and haven't launched yet at the time of recording, but will launch. But I think I ride like okay. Well, I'll wait before I vent. Bucky's gonna go scream into a closet and come back in. Is that what you're doing? You're just gonna go yell outside?
Just because about Steve?
You want to take Steve with you?
Also,
and
a
kick the fuck
feature
out of him
I
while you're
really
out there?
like on this is the
This
little.
So that was the other thing we got. So on the Arxos, you had
slimmer knobs.
Yeah. Well, you had the micro windage within the macro windage tube,
And then
now
lock it
it's
back
just,
in.
and now it's just one micro windage bar, and then you have one tension knob on the front, but then you still have the locking set screw on the bottom. So if you engage that locking set screw, none of this can move.
Oh,
so.
Are you wearing a biscuits and gravy shirt?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
How do you think I got this?
B's and G's.
B&G body. Body by B&G.
That's a great shirt. B&G.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you guys have different involvement with Pope and Young and Bucky, you're a measure for Boone and Crockett as well.
Yep.
And I ride a
Crazy train?
Yeah, it's a crazy train, right? It is, right? I've been to Bucky a lot.
Ozzy over here.
It all depends which Kurt calls you. It's like, oh boy, hang on.
Yeah, but also I think it's good though.
Absolutely. Right.
Is it good? Do you ever get annoyed by shit I say?
No.
You don't?
No, I like hearing the other side because it's like, yeah, that's what the membership.
All right, this would be better. Why don't you explain out of 5 phone calls from me? I want you to explain because it's not going to do justice if I explain it.
It's
because I'm biased.
It's high and low. You know, and hey, I really want to get back into measuring. I need to measure more stuff. And where do I find the test? I just got a test in the mail. And what do you think about this? And all right, that's good. Kurt's on board. He's going to, next phone call. This is stupid. I'm never entering anything again. I'm like, all right, turn it down a little bit. And he just wham off the cliff. And it's like, well,
that's why I love Kurt though. Cause it's like one day you have like chill Kurt and the next day you have like fucking about to
on nitro,
like going off the rails.
On
nitro. I can relate to that.
Depends if my adrenaline is kicked in or not.
Yeah. And then the next call, so that's two. Third call is, this is really important. We need to promote Pope and Young, and I really want to help however I can do, however I can help Pope and Young to like promote that Boone and Crockett record stuff. The third call is, this is stupid. We should really be able to enter it the day it's killed. I'm like, ooh.
So I'll tell you where it comes from. Let me justify what seems like a move.
I didn't get to the fifth one yet.
Sorry.
Oh, there's another one.
Keep going.
Kurt, there's still another call in here.
Get the receipts.
Then the fifth call is, yeah, we probably should enter this stuff. let's just enter all this stuff. And so we've been measuring like
crazy.
Which is it's I'm honored or I get to measure some of the Papa Dave stuff.
Yeah, you're entering.
And I get to measure it.
You're entering the last from yesterday and today, the last 3 bucks that are not entered that Papa Dave had.
Yeah.
And I could have entered them myself, but I wanted you to do it. I think it's cooler if you do it.
I love it.
So, but all right, to justify my mood swing, what it is like I go, because I've kind of taken a hike from the involvement with the podcast and what we've been doing the last couple of years. I haven't measured hardly any deer with the exception of a few friends and entered in the record book for Pope and Young. I'm only a Pope and Young measurer currently. And
soon to be Boone and Crockett.
Yeah, I hope, and right now I'm excited about it again. And I'm like, I just measured one of Doug's deer today to enter in the book. And after this, we're going to measure a bunch more. And, my goal is to just do a little more to support the club and get kind of back in this. I used to do a fair amount young, but what happens is from my absence is because we've been busy, and then I get more into it because of Bucky, and then I get more into it a little bit more, and then I get to thinking about it, and I'm involved a little more mentally, and then I start to like do some reading and look at the club, and then I kind of see the youth they don't even think about it, the club. Right. And then I'm like, well, why don't they think about it? And then I get to stewing in my own head while I'm driving, and I'm like, well, this is why. This should change. This is fucking dumb. Like, to me, welcome
to my world.
Right. And Scott's your second vice president of the Pope and Young Club, right? Is that the title?
I don't think
you have a title. What's your title?
I think officially, but
okay. All right. So I guess
Bucky's more important than I am.
The balls, no.
So I think what my frustration is, I kind of think about where Pope and Young is from my perspective on a in tune for the future, because I'm a tattooed dude with gauges, and listen, I'm kind of like reckless compared to what the club is. But I think it's good because it brings a perspective that they don't have built in. And I see it as old head dudes that are kind of like protective around this thing. And to me, that is a death sentence for the long term. And I'm like, what is the next generation of bow hunting thinking about? Well, why is this? Okay, there's a 60-day drying period for antlered animals. If a guy shoots a deer that's 125 and an eighth, barely makes it, and he realizes, I only made it by an 1/8 inch. Maybe this deer's not as special as I thought it was. And then you give him 60 days to go home and tell all his buddies about it. And then all that money's just left on the table. And then he's like, I don't want to enter. Scott.
Okay. So there's a lot to digest there, but
am I wrong? Just
no. So
I was worried I was wrong.
Let me so I think
Bucky's got to take a drink of whiskey to deal with it.
Boy. Well, this is fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
He just looked at me and goes, bottle.
Hey, if I go down,
get fired.
If I go down, yeah, I can't get fired.
You can't get fired.
No, I'm appointed.
They voted me.
So growing up, Pope and Young to me was always a curse word.
Interesting.
So where I learned how to hunt from my dad and my uncle, but we never hunted because of a score or anything like that. So anytime like I went over to a buddy's house or whatever, and their dad had deer on the wall with a Pope and Young certificate next to it, I was like, well, fuck that. Like, you know, we don't kill deer because of score, right? But as I've gotten older, gotten more involved with the club, you know, there are frustrations that I share. You and I have talked about this. Bucky and I have talked about this, right? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, Pope and Young is more than a scoring system. Like that's what people have to remember. Mm-hmm. And that's where, as a board member, I get frustrated. And I'm saying this out loud. I get frustrated because the focus is on scoring. But Pope and Young, it's the only archery bow hunting centralized organization out there. So if you're a bow hunter, if you're an archer, that is the only organization that is fighting for your rights as a bow hunter, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people miss that because so much focus is on the scoring in
like
the
a
record books.
Roadblock to the rest of it.
But there is advantages to the record book systems. I mean, it is cool to look back, and I mean, it teaches you how to actually score animals, so which makes you more educated in the field. Because I mean, like, how many of us, like, we have a buddy, it's like, oh, I passed the 150. And you're like, oh, you passed the 150?
Bullshit.
Yeah. Most likely that deer is like a 130, right?
Yeah.
You know, so
almost always it's like a 130.
I saw a 200-inch buck tonight. Yeah, right.
Oh yeah. I mean,
unless Austin or Ross is saying it, don't believe it.
Yeah.
Or Kurt Geyer. Yeah. Or Kurt Geyer.
But
don't put me on that same.
So, as members of Pope and Young, I think it's like our job to shed light on the fact that Pope and Young is more than a scoring system. Mm-hmm. Like, we're a conservation group. We're advocates for bow hunting. Like, there's a lot of advantages of the club minus the scoring system.
Yeah.
When it does come to the scoring system, it is not a perfect system.
It's not, right.
And, you know, that is one thing as, you know, measurers, board members, you know, it is something we're all concerned about for the future because, I mean, if the club is going to keep fighting and promoting and advocating for bow hunters, you know, if they don't pay attention to what the younger, newer age hunters want and care about, then yeah, they're not going to be around. Right. And then we have no voice, right?
Right.
But at the same time, I can also say I've been humbled in the fact that, you know, the club has protected the heritage of bow hunting and making sure that, you know, the animal does always have, you know, the advantage. But I mean, no matter what you do, the animal will always have the advantage because I mean, every second of their life is dependent on survival, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, even nationwide, the success rate of archers is like 4% or something like that. Like, it's single digits.
Yeah.
But, you know, I do think though
actually that it's higher for you and I.
Probably.
Or lower for you.
Yeah, it's like 80. It's like 80. Yeah. 99.9% advantage of the animal. Yeah, 100%.
For everybody else.
But I mean, here's the thing though, is like we're all talking about this, and we're all, well, minus me and Bucky. I mean, you guys are all young, right? So at least the fact that like now you guys are talking about it,
yeah,
you're interested in it. You're interested whether you want it to or not. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what your face is telling me right now, but I mean, at least you guys are talking about it.
Yeah.
And that's what we need is like the younger generation needs to get engaged. And I've said this before, and this is my last comment, and then you can say whatever you want.
Okay.
I will say this because I live and die by this saying. It doesn't matter if you're Boone and Crockett, Pope and Young, Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, Mule Deer Foundation, what the fuck ever organization. If you're not part of any of them, fuck you. You're part of the problem, not part of the solution. So get in the fucking fight. or stop bitching.
Pick a lane.
Okay,
And
so you,
end of story.
Eric, fuck you. Steve, fuck you. Cameron, do you remember of anything? Pope and Young? Okay. After today? Or you already a member?
Cameron.
I'm a member of Pope and Young. Why'd I get a fuck you?
Are you a member of Pope and Young?
Yeah.
Oh, Bucky got. Sorry, Eric. I
Yeah,
apologize.
god damn. Jeez, I'm
we're all
sorry.
members.
Like,
Fuck
fucking-
you. No, Steve's not a member.
Steve's not the only-
like,
Steve's not a
fucking
member. Are you
chopped
going to join
liver
Pope and
over
Young
here.
after this?
Huh?
You going to join Pope and Young after this episode?
You gonna unmute my mic?
He's gonna,
No.
he's gonna join Pope and Duck, probably, fucking bitch.
Poke and Buck.
I think it's actually duck and poke.
Fucking pump and dump,
man.
dude.
Poke and Duck.
But my point is, it doesn't matter if you are not part of any one of these organizations.
Agreed, yeah. Sorry, Eric, but
Get fucked.
Also,
Yeah, goddamn.
I forgot you were a member because at one point. Do you remember this back in the day? Steve might have been on. I said to be on Team WCB of any level, you had to be a Pope and Young member.
Yeah, that was
that
a
up at one
fucking
point.
lie. I never fucking.
All right, but for the record,
oh yeah, no, we did. I did. I sent my money in.
Okay, we got you. So the only reason why I get opinions about it is because I do care about it.
And that's what we need. And that's,
I know my opinions to the
Bucky
club
and I-
might be unpopular.
It doesn't matter though. The fact that
right.
you have an opinion and you care, that's what's important.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you as a board member, that's what we want to hear.
Right.
It doesn't mean we're going to change shit. It doesn't mean that you're going to get what you want.
It's better than not caring.
But
at
the
all.
fact that
And
you
not
have an
talking about it
opinion
at all.
and you're in the fight, that's what matters.
Okay, that makes me feel better about it because I'll call. Well, fuck, I vented to you the other day on the phone the same way I vented to Bucky. I'm like, listen, I'm sorry. Like, I care. That's why
That's why you're venting.
That's why I have the energy for it because.
But that's what gets other people in the fight too, because now the fact that you're talking about it, everybody listening to this can be like, I felt the same way.
Okay,
and like now
I never thought about
everybody's
it that way. Yeah.
Now everybody's gonna start thinking and being like, and we need voices. Like,
Yeah.
we are the younger generation, and 83% of Pope and Young members are general members, and those are the ones that those are the voices that need to be heard.
So let me
Can I say this? Like,
yeah, make it efficient.
I'll make it quick. When we started this podcast, Kurt was always like, "Yo, we stick to the rules. We do this, that."
Ethics has always been a high priority.
Ethics has always been just like number one. When he was telling me about Pope and Young, it's like, all right, I was like, I want to shoot a deer that gets the Pope and Young. To this day, have I done it? I don't know.
No, you haven't. But
I asked him. I was like, hey, would you still measure a deer for me? I don't think it's going to be Pope and Young. But he's like,
and what I tell you.
But again, remember,
he said,
Pope and Young is more than just a score.
yeah, and he goes, it's not going to be Pope and Young. I was like, but could you officially measure it? Just so
What I
you
tell
can,
you.
you can be a member of Pope and Young and never enter an animal.
Yeah, you can be a member.
It doesn't matter.
But I didn't tell you, make it or not, I'll measure it for you.
Yeah, make it. He's like, dude. He's like, I'll measure that deer all day for you.
But
It's
I guess
pay your shit. We'll be good. And I'm like, all right, cool.
To
When do
give
you
some
have-
background though, and I know you guys know this, but kind of like to clarify in case anybody else from Pope and Young listens or somebody who's not a member.
Yeah,
they don't.
Somebody will.
But I think someone will. I hope, honestly, I do hope. I've been a measure since I was 19. I've been a member, it's been 15, 16 years. And when I started out, I was so in the Pope and Young pocket that I never acknowledged great deer that I killed young until I was like 24. I netted them out. I remember being at a social gathering when everyone's showing deer pictures, and I'm like, oh yeah, look at this big buck. You know that buck I showed you, Bucky, with the big kicker off the 3?
Yep.
That deer's like 160 gross.
Yep.
And I'm telling everybody, it's like, oh yeah, he's 135 and whatever. That deer's bigger than 135. No, he scored 135. And they're like, what? And I didn't even think about a
gross score.
Like, I was so in the pocket. And then as I've kind of grown with hunting and kind of realized, and I don't know, just growth a little bit. I kind of got out of the pocket a little bit with trying to grow this.
Part of getting older, dude.
Yeah, I think, but I think too, because I know it's not all about the records, but the records is what touches people initially to think about the club, because everyone's like, I wonder what my deer scores. Well,
Yeah.
what's the scoring system?
Scores is always when somebody kills an animal, what it score?
Yeah.
Oh, it was like 150, 160,
It's
right?
the
So
reference, yeah.
everybody references, but that's why I mean, Pope and Young is more than a scoring system, but the scoring system is what everything is based on.
It's what you can hook those people and get them in the fight with, is because when you kill a deer that you're proud of, no matter what it scores, it could score 60 inches, it could be 210 inches, whatever it is. The score is what can hook people to get in the fight, which then empowers all hunters in the long run. So that's where my hold on, Steve, I'm making a point. It is, I think too, if you can hook the people there, it's like, I want to give me my net score, eliminate the drying period, give me my net score, give me the gross score, give me a total inches score. If those three are different, sometimes total inches and gross might be the same, sometimes not. Give me all that at the bottom. Give me my certificate, print it with all of it. You don't have to put it in the book. Recognize the net like it always has. If it's a potential record or for a standing of some kind, make it do the whole thing, go to the drying period, all that stuff. But if I'm an excited guy, say Steve kills a buck that's 125 flat, and he comes to it green to me, and I'm like, hey, Steve, nice to meet you. You got this buck, great deer. Say it's an 8-point. I measured up. Hey, man, you made the minimum. I think it's still going to make it. Come back in 60 days, and we'll get it in there, and it's going to be a $40 entry. And then Steve goes back, and he's like telling his buddies, yeah, man, he's 125 flat. He just barely made the book, right at the minimum. And then he's going to probably get one dude that's like, oh, he 125? Yeah, I shot a 150 or whatever. That could happen. You don't know. Why can't I just enter him in there, take the money for the club, generate him as a member, get him in there, print his certificate, email him his certificate so he can print it out, collect the money for the club, get the support. He's stoked. He gets to go put that up on the wall until he gets his mount back from the taxidermist, or if he Euros it, bam, there it is. I think it's like, hey, you want to buy this truck? You're approved. I'd sell it to you now. Come back in 60 days. That dude's going to forget about it or lose interest or whatever. And I get it. I totally get it. But man, I just feel like that is deterring so many people that, like, man, we could latch onto those guys as the Pope and Young Club or Boone and Crockett, get them entered, get them their certificate. They're stoked about it. They see it on their wall. And that's the thing they get to experience until it's back from Old Barn Taxidermy or they get their Euro back or whatever. Yeah. I feel like that's the most major slip up from the club. And I know, Bucky, you've told me, like, well, we do acknowledge the gross. I'm like, to me, I think the club acknowledges the gross, kind of like, here's your gross. Here's your gross score.
But we print it.
I'd say it's not acknowledged. It's printed.
It's printed in the
But it's an Excel sheet. Give me the net, the gross, and total inches. Yeah. No matter if it's a typical deer and he's got 8 inches of kickers, give me the total inches on there. You don't have to count it, but make it bold. Put it with the net. Make the box the same size, and here we go. Net, gross, total inches. Boom, 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 in a row. Give me that. That's easy. They can do that. I could do it for the club.
That's what the record book is now, isn't it? Doesn't it go gross, net?
It goes gross and net. I think on the certificate. Well, in the record book it does.
But do they do the gross on the certificate? I don't think they do. Unless they changed it.
I provided some feedback on that too.
They need to do that. Because
I hear that from a lot of people. So all we can do is, as a member, you can provide the feedback. And I think I know I talked to Boone and Crockett about it before, and I'm like, dude, it's so easy. I really think we need to have that on there for people because.
Well, because
some people want it, but you have to. We're in a, and I get what you're saying, but we're in the Midwest. It's deer. Mm-hmm. It's different territorial. Like
pretty easy to just print for deer.
Oh, sure, but the 60-day drying period for a sheep that's coming off a doll sheep that's coming
antlered animals only should eliminate the drying period.
I
don't know about
Bucky,
that.
let me I want to jump in.
And like we said, if it's like a possible record, then
apply the rules. But if I'm entering a deer that's 125,
I'm collecting that. I'm collecting that. The day you tell me you have a 125 buck and I measure it, I'm collecting that check.
Get it.
Yeah,
let's go.
I am. Because in the green score, when I green score, which a lot of people don't, but some people do, but I do, because you all shoot a deer on the same day, I'm going to green score all of them.
What if he shrinks an eighth?
It's going to shrink.
What if he's 124 and 7/8?
We're going to measure it again in 60 days.
What if he doesn't make? What if he's 124 and 7/8?
How many times is that going to happen?
What if it does?
Well,
what if it does? How many deer are we entering? Are you entering for me that are 125 and 2/8 that just barely made it, barely squeezed in?
One for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, but
What if I didn't know any better and I put them in my man cave and I got a wood burner in there and it's dry as fuck?
Yeah. Statistically, let's run statistics.
Is it worth $40
Yeah.
for the club?
Yeah.
Okay, times how many people do it?
Thousands. Yeah. I know. I get it.
What are we doing?
I get it.
Let's go.
We need to have you run for office.
Here's the thing. I will, but God, they're going to hate me.
No.
We've personally done it.
I'll never make it anywhere.
Hold on, let me hop in because I do have I do actually have a situation.
Well, no,
I have
because
a
I haven't
situation.
killed anything in the last like decade. So it doesn't matter.
I know I do have a situation. You know the buck. I want to get this buck scored.
Steve, I'm warning you. If it's not productive to the
it's going to be productive.
But so help me God,
it's going to be productive.
I'll be measuring your skull for Pope and Young. Fuck this.
It will be a puppy young dude. That's a monster skull.
He won't make it.
That fucking beak on him might.
So here's my story, and I'll
that could be a new category for Pope and Young, human skulls.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. That was inappropriate.
Yeah, right. We have big foreheads,
but I don't regret
it. Bucky, I have a deer I shot 4 years ago.
Yep.
Just on the phone, I've talked to Kurt. I'm like, I want to get him measured to see if he'll make Pope and Young. It's on the fence. Will he make it? Kurt goes, nah. I go, I want to get measured anyway.
Pull it up and show Bucky a photo of that deer right now.
All right.
Okay, moving on until you do that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I mean to Steve here because you know what. So like, I just what Scott, what
for all
were
you former listeners, you understand why.
When I got done making some case, you had a look on your face. You're like either agreeing or disagreeing or in some other indifferent thought on my.
I don't care.
Well, I was saying like
I don't care either.
We've personally done it where we've shot bucks that were for sure Pope and Young, and Kurt scores them, and then it's like, oh, do you want to come back in 60 days and pay the $40? And it's like, well, I don't know. You kind of just gave me the score right there, and then like I'm pretty.
Take the payment right away. Take the payment right away.
Take it. Get the money.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the scoring,
they're going to hang into the check. I mean, when you balance your checkbook, that person's going to come back because they're like, hey, this outstanding check is out there for 60 days. Because this old lady's like, where's that check? That Bucky Ihlenfeldt took your $40. I'm like, no, I didn't.
Just get it. Just get it going.
Well, I mean, that's the other problem is we take payment with check. It should all be hard.
No, it's getting easier. But I take,
checks are too old.
Am I way out of left
field? You got a checkbook on you right now?
No, because I mean, I don't think you are because, like I said, like the chances of that actually getting passed, slim to none.
But why?
But because
you think it'd ever even get considered?
No.
See, that sucks. That sucks that right away with confidence, you're just like, nope, it's not an option.
No, but I mean, I mean, never say never.
Right. Yeah.
Never say never, but it's a long ways away.
Here's what I'll bet. I'll bet this.
I won't make it.
I'll bet this.
No.
On the record. Told you, Steve. You think I'm not some spring chicken over here, brother.
Well, I'm not saying.
I wasn't being mean to you. I was just being honest.
Yeah.
But again,
what do you think
the fact that you're talking about it is going to get more people talking about it, which then eventually the club will have no other option but to consider it. It's no different than the light and knocks, cell cameras, the
light in the sight,
mountain lion hunting with dogs, it all starts with conversations. So it's not going to change overnight.
No, and I don't expect
over time, maybe. But I mean, the fact that you're thinking about it and you're talking about it, that's all that matters. That's what's important. Right?
Here's my bet.
Because it gets other people talking about it.
Exactly.
Well, here's my case on the net gross whatever at the bottom of the sheet. It's already kind of listed anyway. Give it the credit like the net is. Just show it, but just record the net. I get that. Do your thing. And then give it to me on my certificate. It changes nothing logistically for Pope and Young. Even if you keep the 60-day drying period, give the hunter that.
I think we should start.
So you're saying just print it on the certificate?
Water distribution.
Just print it on the certificate.
Okay.
On what?
Water distribution.
I think it's a right idea. But the skull plate cuts where you got to fight. Okay, but here. Mark my words. I was gonna say 10-year. I was gonna say 10-year, but I bet you in 5 years, everything I said, they're gonna have to reckon with that. Yeah, they're gonna have to.
In 5 years.
They're gonna have to.
Well,
because I'm not asking for the structure of the club to change. I'm just asking to give the hunter the credit of showing. Because Bucky, we nerd out over that book
statistics. Yes.
As an antler guy, I want to see how it netted, what it grossed, what were the total inches that it grew, what were there.
Yeah.
Whether record the net, that's really cool to see all those statistics.
Yeah. You want to suck all those numbers in, just like when you shot one of your bucks and and you call me and, hey, this is where we're at. I'm like, oh wait, don't tell me. Just go through like main beam by main beam by main.
Yeah.
Tell me like what each one is so I can like absorb those numbers and see what it's at.
Yeah.
And like that's the kind of nerd I am. And,
So you would appreciate it, I think, kind of what I'm asking for, but still record it how you've been recording. Just show it.
But it's
Give me the
not.
numbers.
It's not just Pope and Young. It's Boone and Crockett.
Well, yeah, I mean both. When I'm talking,
The process,
I mean both.
right? The process is both.
Can we talk about Boone and Crockett opening up a category for Javelina?
We can talk about that because it's actually out. Yeah.
I know.
Javelina.
Javelina.
Hold me tighter.
So what is it? How do they do it? What's that all about? What's a javelina?
There's a category now for Javelina.
Is that like where like somebody puts a stick in the ground and jumps over a pole?
No.
Now, how'd that get in there?
That's a sport. Isn't that
It's an Olympic sport.
Isn't that what a javelina is?
No, that's a javelin, bro.
Oh, javelin.
Javelin.
you were talking about the high
It's a
jump.
mini pig.
No. That's pole vaulting.
Pole vaulting.
vaulting, yeah.
What's javelin?
Little pigs. Little
Hey,
pigs.
listen, I just asked a question. I've got to be mean.
They're talking about
Well,
little
you
pigs.
ask stupid questions, you get stupid answers.
Steve's over here been babbling, and I'm the only one saying
I'm not
shit,
fucking
dude.
babbling. I said little pigs, and I'm not lying.
They're actually not a
They're
pig.
not pigs.
They're
You're
not a pig.
wrong.
Yeah.
Are you out of your mind? Pull up a fucking javelin.
Hey.
Not.
Oh, looks like
Javelin, I'm
someone's
sorry,
just
I'm
as
sorry.
retarded as me.
Maybe a little more retarded.
Little pigs. They're not pigs, idiot.
Yeah, they're actually a peccary.
They're collared peccary.
Peccary.
Moron.
What do they look like? Do they look like pigs?
Yeah. They look like a pig, but they're
The fact
actually
that
a
you call
part,
them a moron is
actually
funny.
part of them.
Let's see a picture of them. Do they look like fucking you can cut bacon off
Do you
their
know you can do
back?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a
We just
fucking
had some.
pig to me.
You guys just had some.
You out of your mind and you call me dumb as fuck for not calling that a pig?
not
What
a
the
pig.
fuck is that?
It's not a pig.
The fuck is that?
Doug
The
really
fuck is
thought
that?
he
How
had
is that
something
not
here.
a fucking pig?
It's not a pig.
But that's impressive, though.
Oh, cool. It's a pig
Was
with
it
skinny
balancing?
legs.
Oh, that's sick.
Holy shit.
Doug just goes, "Did you know I could do that?" He goes, "Yeah, that's how we package them."
Wait, you guys are happy about him, but like I made a point and I said that
No,
looks like a
because you're a
fucking
fucking
pig.
idiot.
How am I an idiot?
That's
Is that
clearly
not a
that's
fucking
clearly
pig
not a
on
pig,
TV
you
right
idiot.
It's
now?
not a pig.
What the fuck is that then? An
collared
aardvark?
It's a javelina.
Arthur the aardvark? Get the fuck out of here.
Listen, it's a collared peccary. We've told you. Listen,
Yeah. It's actually it's a form of like a rodent.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah. But I shot one.
as a mouse.
I shot one last year down in Arizona, and I just sent mine into Arizona to get measured, and so I don't know what the minimums are for Boone and Crockett yet, but Pope and Young will follow suit, and then
Let me read this real quick, Bucky, before
Yep.
you go. Just
Because you shot a big one.
big one.
Big one.
I want to talk about how big it is and how they're measured. The collared peccary is a species of even-toed mammal found in North, Central, and South America.
Wait,
They're
you didn't say the actual name of it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do all that.
Yeah, they're from North America. They're called the pig.
Referred to as javelina. I don't know. That's all Spanish. I don't know that. These terms are also used to describe other species in the family. The species is also known as the musk hog in Trinidad, and is what word is that?
Kulaguli?
Doug, what is that?
Colin
I'm just hearing
Koali?
that fucking speller.
Colin? I don't know. I don't even know what
Known
this is.
as a quink.
A quink. Although collared peccaries seem to be helpless. In fact, they can defend themselves against the most fearsome predators using their hordes.
They'll kill a coyote.
With what?
How are they not a pig? What do you like?
They're mean. They're mean.
It's not a pig.
They're mean as shit.
Have you seen a picture of that?
They
That's
got
a
a great
pig.
big tusk.
Yeah, look
It's
at
a
me.
pig.
Look at him. He's pissed.
That's a pig.
Oh, God.
Look at that, dude. Look at those
And-
wild.
and
That's wild hogs.
So-
What would you call that?
When I hunt them in Arizona, do you know they have a javelina call? And it works like,
What's
it's
it sound like?
amazing.
Fuck does it sound like?
I bet it doesn't go oink oink, Steve.
It squeals like a rabbit.
See?
It sounds like a
Oh, so
stranded
it squeals
rabbit.
like a pig, is
And
what
they'll
you're
run,
saying.
They'll run to the collar.
Wow.
Yeah, like wild.
Really?
Yeah,
By the way,
it's on YouTube. It's fun. We'll look at
That
it
is
later.
one of the most
have you-
interesting
like,
animals
yeah,
ever.
Bucky, have you ate them?
You did
We ate one today.
just now, yeah.
No, I didn't eat. I didn't eat nothing.
So
well,
why-
no shit. That's why you're so fucked up.
Matter of fact.
What,
I brought sausage Jones made out of
what did
javelina.
it taste like?
It was fucking good.
Sausage?
Collared peccary.
Yeah.
Sausage. What does sausage taste like?
Collared peccary sausage.
A summer sausage.
Get the fuck out of it. What's summer sausage? Stop playing. Stop playing.
So,
God damn it.
talking about...
God damn it.
Steve's been muted again. Mark it, Cameron. So, why did Boone and Crockett start recognizing collared peccary?
I'm not sure. I don't know the background of that, but I obviously it's been, well, I'll tell you why. There's been enough feedback from the membership that they should recognize that as another big game animal.
There's enough people talking about it.
Yes.
So
And
you
just
can
like-
tell me that they're going to add another species to the record book, but we can't print gross scores on the
That
certificate?
fucking critter.
And we need checkbooks.
Hey, wait.
Well, you need a checkbook.
The only reason Doug's pissed because he can't write a check.
Exactly.
He doesn't know how.
About the record book.
Okay.
When I entered mine in, he said he hated it, obviously. When I entered mine in, I thought it was the coolest thing. They sent me the book, the score. My dad wasn't a hunter. I thought it was the coolest thing. Like, I still have the book from the first one that I put in. I was like 13 when I
The full record book.
Yeah, the full record book. I have the sheet from the guy from the texture room that scored it. Like, it's something that I keep with that buck. I mean, I still have it and everything. To me, it's from not knowing and growing up in it. I thought it was the coolest thing.
Right. Yeah. It's an excitement thing, too.
Yeah. Like I could, show the buck. Here's the book. Here's the paper they scored it. It was something to go along with it the whole time.
It's neat. I mean, if they could add a species, they can print gross scores.
And Pope and Young, they started accepting records for
Great
bison from
the Indian reservation in
Indian
Montana.
reservation or in Montana. So and because there's enough feedback that hey, we need to recognize this, and most of the time it's Boone and Crockett will front that and be like, is there enough, like in this case with Javelina, and Pope and Young will follow suit because the records program or the records process is owned by Boone and Crockett, and then Pope and Young and any other organization uses it, by rights from Boone and Crockett. Like the Buck and Bear Club, Wisconsin Buck and Bear Club, we use the Boone and Crockett rights.
So, has Pope and Young recognized the Javelina? Do they do it? Because
Not yet.
Not yet, but
they
probably,
will.
right?
It has to go to the records committee.
And then it goes to the board.
I think it's the board of directors.
Okay.
Then it'll go for a vote.
Can I get muted for 1 second?
I actually do have a legit question. If they're going to allow that species, which I say is a pig, and they're going to say, yeah, this species is allowed, are they going to measure their tusks? Because there's no tusk there.
No, it's a head. They measure just a skull, like a bear. Like a
They
bear.
don't measure tusks?
No. Mm-mm.
No one
Just like a
measures
bear.
tusks.
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Actually.
Actually, I'm fucking
yeah, he's
with you
sure.
now. Like I know,
Yeah,
I
I'm
know,
sure.
I'm fucking with you.
Yeah.
So why
A
are
walrus, we measure a tusk in a walrus.
So why are tusks
I fucking got you there, didn't I?
in pigs measured, but
It doesn't
like
matter.
no?
It's the longest of the skull, and that's how Boone and Crockett measures. Like a bear, javelina, which will be the total measurement of it,
And then that
It'll be length and width.
Jaguar.
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 I love the way Kurt corrects me.
Elusive Jaguar.
Mountain lion, stuff like that. It's measured on a length plus a width.
So why are you not looking at tusks? Like why is that not factored in?
I have no idea. I don't measure.
Because it's not a woolly mammoth.
Yeah. And we measure tusk on
woolly mammoth tusks and an elephant's tusk, are they not the same thing?
I don't measure those. They're not in North America.
You fucking idiot.
Thank you, Doug.
Wait, mammoths aren't in North America? I'm
Well,
curious.
can you pursue a mammoth right now?
Huh?
Can you hunt a mammoth right now?
Give it 2 generations.
On Saturday night.
Hey, hold on. Bucky, I'm opening this app. This is
Don't go
called
down this
banter.
rabbit hole.
This is called
Yeah, you don't want this, Steve. You don't want this. You don't want this.
I got muted, but I was curious about the tusk.
No, we measure tusks on what did I just say? Walrus. But you can't hunt walrus. They can only be collected by natives.
Remember the famous clip of Doug looks like a walrus?
I love that one. That was the funniest thing ever.
Fucking booner.
Walruses have great mustaches.
How'd that even come up?
Huge weeders.
Actually, you said, "Oh fuck, Doug, you look like a walrus."
Did I bring it up?
Yeah, fuck yeah, it was hilarious. Oh my god,
Scott, are you losing interest?
I was crying.
Seems like you're getting a little bored.
Well, I mean, we're talking about walruses.
Yeah, walruses are pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw a walrus?
Dead.
Last summer.
Been a while.
Last summer.
I thought he was going to look
summer.
at me. I'm like,
Okay, sooner
So
than
not that
I
far.
thought.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
it was actually pretty recent.
Sooner than I thought.
Wow, pretty recent. Yeah, nice.
Okay. Well,
All right, I rest,
touche.
I rest my case.
Yeah.
Listen, Pope and Young, I'm sorry, but I care. Okay, I do care a little bit.
That's
right?
good. But
That's what's important, though.
but your generation, I mean, dude, you're 30 something, right?
34.
Okay, I'm 52. Okay, so good. You're getting pissed off enough to
I'm not
protect.
pissed. I'm just
Well,
passionate.
no,
Why are you so pissed off all the time?
Protect. You're trying to protect, preserve, promote. Great.
Ooh.
See what I did?
Like,
I even remembered that, dude.
Are you getting a commission for that?
No, I'm not.
You
No, but we are. Use code WCB at your next checkout at Pope and Young.
Hey, I'm fucking working on that, by the way.
yeah, they'll charge
Save
you.
1.5%.
I've always wondered what the
No,
three
they'll
P's
charge you
stood
more.
for.
Protect,
Get a half
promote,
percent.
preserve,
Protect, preserve,
Get a half percent off your first entry.
Yeah.
It's protect, preserve.
It's a heritage.
What was
moment.
the sixth one?
It's a heritage.
Hey,
moment.
listen, if Pope and Young's going to eliminate crossbows out of our regular archery season, everybody join. We're taking them down. One company. I'm just kidding. I don't really mean all
No.
that, but
Yes, you
For the record,
I don't
actually
believe-
no. Fuck it. I'm not getting into that conversation.
I have a lot of people that don't know that you can't
Enter a crossbow kill.
Crossbow
We
kill.
just talked about that.
It's crazy.
We
I
just
mean,
talked about that on
you know-
Tuesday in our membership committee.
what do you mean when you talked about it?
Well, because a lot of the measures do get people that bring them kills from a crossbow, not knowing that Pope and Young doesn't recognize crossbow kills, but there are other organizations that do recognize that.
Yeah.
But
Boone and Crockett does, right?
Yes.
they
It's
do
every weapon.
Yeah. Any weapon and a
In-
pickup.
in the record books.
Yep.
But just
And
the
the
minimums are higher. The minimums are higher.
in the pickup.
You can hit a deer and kill it and enter it in boom.
Shut the fuck up.
I will shut the fuck up.
I'm going hunting tonight.
Would that deer make it? That skull?
No.
No.
No. Boone? No.
Shut up.
All right. If you want, I'll just wait outside. It's fine.
Yeah, we're done here.
I'm muting your mic.
I got some other shit to do too.
I left for like 5 minutes and nobody knew.
No, we knew. No, we knew.
No, like the state record. I told you guys this before, but the state record black bear in Wisconsin for a while was killed with a pickup truck.
I thought it was a
found
milk.
it dead.
I thought it was a milk truck.
Okay, milk truck, whatever.
Oh well, either way, a truck.
You had to like
It was
specify
dead.
like make, model, year, and everything. Like,
Weapon
For
used.
insurance purposes, yeah.
Hey, guess what? Next Iowa State record, Honda Accord.
hey, 2004.
2004 Honda
Hey, how many
Accord.
miles are on it though?
Smoked him.
That's literally next hunting season. I'm not even like. I'm literally gonna buy a hunting license and I'm just gonna drive around and try to hit one.
Metro.
In a milk
I'll
truck.
drive with you.
No, but I'm like I'm gonna build a vehicle just
Oh.
for hitting deer.
Like a dozer?
Got a round bale
No,
spike on it.
it'll be like death race, but for deer.
Some spikes on it.
Hey, just a round bale spike.
Just a big round bale off the front.
No, just the spike. You just,
Well, no, I want to bait them in. And then,
okay.
How fast?
I'm driving by at 80 miles an hour. Come eat.
Speed baiting.
it's fast. It's
Just
fast.
heard a deer behind you.
It's fast
Come
food
back.
for deer.
Yeah. Speed
No, but
baiting.
like that's where some of those entries come from. Like this one that was just in Pennsylvania. Like it was in guy's basement for how many years? Mm-hmm. So basically it was a pickup because the guy never entered it. And the guy bought it, right? So Steve's gone. But
See, you know,
Lock the door.
Hey, lock the door.
we in the podcast while he's gone.
Yeah, because he knows he's going to say something stupid.
you know, stuff like that, like where it's picked up, you know, some entries are 10, 20, 30. I'm trying to get a moose measured down at Chicago Museum yet.
Yeah, you talked about it on the last one.
Still trying. I'm getting closer though. But like that could be the new world record, possibly. Probably not, but
you never know.
But it could be.
Well,
yeah.
I think it's all healthy conversation no matter what comes out of it. And maybe nothing does. And, obviously we're kind of joking a little bit while we're talking serious about it, so it could be speculated. If someone reads the transcripts back to us from this episode, we're like, well, we didn't say it like that. Yeah. But we care. We do care.
Maybe I'll finally get kicked off the board.
You won't. But like Scott said, get behind something no matter what it may be.
That's like literally like as a Pope and Young board member, that's all I care about. Like I don't care about the score. I don't care about any of that shit. Like I know there's value to it. No offense, Bucky. Like I don't love you because you're a Pope and Young measure. I love you because of the person you are. But the fact that we're talking about it, that's what's important. And that's what needs to happen more.
Yeah, big time.
And that is what's going to lead to more people joining organizations like Pope and Young, Boone and Crockett, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's where like my priorities lie, is not only just as like a business owner within the industry, but just as somebody that has grown up in this industry and has seen, just like Bucky, like, you see how things have changed over time, and it's not in a positive way.
Yeah. You care about it.
I do. I care about this industry. I care about bow hunting. I care about archery.
Well, then Dialed's a corporate sponsor of Pope and Young as well. So
100%.
it's like you're putting your money where your mouth is twofold.
100%.
So,
which is cool because they're made in the USA.
Yeah.
America.
We should beat that down a little more than what it is. But
yeah,
dude, I think it's good.
It's not a perfect system. It's never going to be.
That's okay though.
But that's why we need these conversations though, because without these conversations, nothing will ever change.
Agreed.
Right. And it doesn't mean it's going to change overnight. It doesn't mean it's going to change next year. But if you don't talk about it, it's never going to change.
Yeah.
So
I think if you took a poll, even though I know my opinions are strong, I think because I'm not asking for structure change. I'm talking about just put the numbers change. I think if you took a poll between my opinion and general members and you put it out there, I think the numbers in my favor, in my opinion, would be staggering versus the other way.
I don't disagree. I mean, I think especially, and it's a tough balance because as a club, I mean, like I sit on so many board meetings where the club protects the older members and the lifetime members more than the general members and the regular members. But I get it because they're the higher donors, right?
Yeah.
They're the ones spending the most money. They're the ones that have the most entries. So I get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they are still trying to protect the heritage of bow hunting, but I can 100% say that they are also recognizing the fact that times are changing and the club needs to change with the times, but it is a very, 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 very slow change. But without these conversations and people like you, me, him,
hey, Steve,
Hey, how's
Cameron,
it going?
like without these people talking about this within this group, those conversations would never had or be had, because like now outside of this room, you can talk about this with a different group of people. You can talk about this with a different group of people. So it's just casting this bigger net out, and now more people are thinking about it,
which gets back to the club even faster.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think we're gonna come to the convention in Arizona. We're planning on it.
Bucky and I are gonna be there.
I've never been to one. Honestly, you guys are big motivators for me to like get back into it, because honestly, for the longest time, I didn't have like someone to talk to about the club other than just measuring people who like. So you know what I mean?
The fuck you mean? I've been talking to you about this for the last 4 years.
I mean, before though, because I started when I was 19. I became.
I didn't know you when you were 19 because I was 29.
So that's
my point.
I didn't talk to minors at that point.
I was just looking up like
I was 19. I wasn't a minor yet.
He was of age.
Yeah, I would have fucked you, dude. What the fuck?
Well, you looked 15. I didn't know.
I know.
Wait, hold on. Was he
Steve, settle down. I know that gets you excited. Yeah. Shut your mouth.
So the biennial convention will be April 9th to 12th, 2025.
In Glendale, Arizona.
Glendale, Arizona.
I like Arizona.
Okay,
Like
so
that.
Get your man bikini.
I did my first convention, was the last one, and I did a bow hunter bash. They have bow hunter bashes in between.
Your first convention was Reno?
Yes.
Was it really?
Yeah, because I was on panel. Yeah. When I saw you, that's what I meant. Yeah.
It was a bigger deal.
Holy shit!
Because you were there. It's a good deal. But
oh yeah, the only dude with long hair and tattoos. Yeah, I'm pretty hard to find.
Yeah, elevator opens. I'm like, you got to be Scott.
I was like, maybe.
Wait, who's asking?
Well, because,
who's asking?
Well, because
that's no shit.
Kurt introduced Bucky and I over phone, so I had only talked to him over the phone, and then literally he's like, "Are you Scott?" I was like,
Maybe.
He's like, I'm Bucky. I'm like, oh fuck, thank God.
Thank God.
I was like, I thought he was gonna fucking rob me, you know.
Yeah, I thought about it.
I didn't have any
Still
money.
thinking about it.
God, I'm gonna look like I'm flying the flag for.
Oh,
Trailer
dude, you
Park
should.
Chad.
No, dude, seriously. Like, if you and I showed up to convention together, like, everybody, they would lose their fucking gourds.
I'm gonna wear a white wife beater.
Gold chains, gold teeth. Dude, we'll come walking in, be like,
That's better
literally,
than
the
me.
senior members will lose their fucking shit.
I'm the future.
Future of the club.
I'm running for a position.
Hey, just walk around like this.
I rock a Garmin sight every day.
Yeah. Raven crossbows. I'm just kidding.
If you walk in and
my ass.
you walk in and sit down with those guys, though,
Convention is awesome.
It's amazing
excited, yeah.
because you know what? You can be standing next to Chuck Adams, and guess what? Chuck will ask you, "Hey, how was your hunt this year?"
Yeah, that's cool.
And it isn't like nobody's talking down to each other. You know, Fred King might be there. He's
Dude, and
measured.
you're talking to people that like, I mean, you're talking to icons of the industry,
Yeah.
like Jack Frost, like Tom Hoffman, like super slammers.
Yeah.
Like, that's the cool part is
I'd like to meet Jack Frost. That'd be
Jack Frost
also a
is
sick name.
honestly like, yeah, no,
sickest
and
name.
honestly, he fits the bill.
I heard he rules.
Oh, dude, so what?
He rules.
He's going on he's done the Super Slam 2.5 times. He's going on his 3rd time.
Whoa.
But he is the coolest, nicest guy, and he collects bottle caps. And like so all the stipulations you think in like the taboos of the club, you go to a convention and you're like, it's just a bunch of hunters.
See, that's the stereotype. And that's a problem, is that the stereotype of, oh, it's an old crew, it's old. But you walk in, guess what?
And it is.
You're all,
it is.
But
though.
you're all
I mean,
but once you start doing this shit, you start rubbing elbows next to them, guess what? They're all the same people.
Yeah.
Especially like the old timers, like
they're hunters.
If you're willing just to
Yes.
listen to their stories, that's all they want. You know, and that's like me, you know, meeting Jack Frost and Tom Hoffman, like, and like Tom Miranda. I mean, the Super Slammers. That's like, I mean, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the epitome of like hunting. The fact that not only have you completed a Super Slam once, but you've done it multiple times.
And the regular guys.
Yes.
That's insane.
Yes. That takes a lot of money, but that also takes a lot of dedication,
So
a
much.
lot of sacrifice, a lot like
You know what a
anybody.
Super Slam is, Steve? Oh.
Yes.
Okay, what is it? In one answer, what is it? Don't give me all the extra bullshit. Just tell me what is a Super Slam.
Slam of the Super, bro.
Okay, you're muted. You're done.
But I mean, but and then when you're actually sitting there during the award ceremony, and you see the same dude like Frank Noska, for example.
Yes.
Like fuck Frank Noska, but at the same time, I'm like, holy goddamn shit! Like
He's badass.
oh my god, dude! Like, but the dedication that these people like put towards not only the club but just hunting. I mean, literally. I mean, they are putting all aspects of life on hold just to dedicate towards hunting. And like when you think about it from a monetary perspective, so like as a business owner, that's how I look at shit. The amount of money that they are putting into the hunting community and the hunting industry, like you should be walking up and shaking those dudes' hands.
And it's funny because the general reaction of the general public, like especially through social media, is like,
fuck those
well,
guys.
if I had money.
Yeah. No, and I mean like that's
Frank Noska,
normal.
Frank Noska was sitting on my bed,
With you?
No, because I was making old fashions for everybody else, and I was cutting sharp cheddar cheese and handing out on a plate to everybody else. That's what
Like
I do.
you should from Wisconsin.
I'm a hoster.
Yeah,
right.
you are.
So I always have a party room. And
he's an over the pants hoster.
I'm
and I'm like, here, try this. And
we're gonna need your room number.
Frank Nasca's, and Ed Fanchen, they're like, what the hell is this layered drink? I'm like, it's not supposed to be layered. You got to mix it up and drink it. Well, you're sitting here too long.
Yeah.
And but the regular guy sitting in your hotel room, and like Jason Matzinger.
Mm-hmm.
He was in my room for Boone and Crockett. Just a regular.
How many guys have you had in your room?
Besides you?
I've never been in your room.
Never
I don't know a lot.
But the point is, is yes.
They like to drink though.
But the point is, it takes a lot of money to accomplish the things that these guys have done
to get in Bucky's room.
It had to get in Bucky room. Yeah, apparently
a lot of money.
Not really.
A lot of money. But the dedication, that is what I focus on.
The man hours to do it.
And the sacrifices, right?
Dude,
not only just
time.
I mean, all your PTO is going to, what's the dude in Wisconsin? Dan Evanson?
Yeah.
I mean, young dude, but he literally lives for Pope and Young. I mean, he killed the first elk in Wisconsin with a bow and arrow.
Oh, no kidding.
First one that made the book.
Yep.
Well, first one of the bow and arrow. Yes, you're right.
You're right. And the first one to make a book.
Yeah.
Is there an average cost roughly of like what it would take to accomplish a Super Slam nowadays?
Yeah, it's like millions.
Over 100 grand.
Millions?
Way over 100 grand. Oh, millions?
That's one
no, it's
100 grand would be like two.
all the
no.
sheep. All the sheep.
But you have to also realize that they're not accomplishing on their first try.
Right, because you have to get a record book animal, not any animal.
Yeah.
That's the thing that people I think forget to realize when you
No, Super Slam is just one of every 29 species, but to actually get it in the rec books is a whole nother thing.
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was. It
No,
had to qualify.
Super Slam is just one of 29 species, but to actually get it in the record books,
What's that called?
There's a couple.
there's only, I think it's less than, it's like
I think
six.
Six
What's
what?
that called?
People?
Yeah.
To get all 29 in the record.
I thought all the okay. So
Pope and Young.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a misunderstanding of this. So I always thought because I watched Tom Miranda's Super Slam DVD,
right.
which is fantastic. I love it. Like I could rewatch it over and over because it's so educational and just he kind of like gives it this great like aura to each hunt and what it is and all that. Like he doesn't discredit any animal for the effort that it takes to get one with a bow. I thought, and I think in that video, he's going for record book animals in each one.
No, that's a whole different.
So I thought it had to be record book entry animals for every species.
No, Super Slam is just one of every 29 big game species, but to actually get it in the record book,
is that the
like,
Grand Slam?
No, it's just
it's a personal thing.
It's a personal thing.
Oh, but
like there's only been like 6 dudes that have done it.
So I'm a little. Oh,
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, when you brought up like what is a Super Slam, I like my mind went to all the cats that are down south that when they hit like 6 turkey species.
That's a turkey slam.
That's a turkey slam. I've heard in my mind. I was
but
like,
you're not wrong, Steve.
I was
slams
like,
of every species.
that's a slam.
Wow.
Like that's a slam, right? Thank you.
All over everybody. Don't wreck your cars. Don't wreck your cars.
Please swipe right on Tinder if you love me. But no,
There's
like
no
they
women listening to this, or dudes. There's dudes listening.
In that realm, obviously turkeys like they just have to kill a mature bird, which mature birds are a year or 2.
There's no measuring thing. Well, there kind of is, but
yeah,
turkeys are.
But like the Super Slam that he's talking about, me and Kurt watched a couple of videos of the Tom Miranda thing. It's like the Super Slam. Like they were going.
So I always thought it was record book animals. I had to make the book to count.
That's why I thought.
Okay. That's where
it's just
I'm thrown off there.
So Super 10.
That's one of every 10 categories.
So, but do they have to make the record book to get the Super 10?
No.
Oh.
I don't. I hate to even drop a name, but there's like only a couple guys that I know that probably make. Like there's
Chris
one that
Brackett?
he makes a lot in Crockett. Like he has a lot.
How would you even look that up?
I don't know. You'd have to kind of pare it down through online records, which you can get into online records if you join Pope and Young.
See, I need to get my login. I don't
see what I did there.
Good plug. Good plug.
Or if you'd like to join Boone and Crockett,
Hey, if you
let me know.
why don't you measure my deer and see if it makes it? And if I don't make it,
won't make it. Shut the fuck up.
Then I'll shoot a big one next year. But like, I want to be in this club.
If Kurt
I
already
want
measured it,
to-
I can't officially measure it.
He never actually did. I actually wanted you to measure it. Here's the thing. Talking crazy shit while he's pulling this up, dude. We always talked about wanting to be in the Boone and Crockett Club.
You can join.
And,
I can enter you today.
dude. All right.
You can be a member today.
But I want you.
By the time you walk out, at least you'll have something good to. By the time tomorrow morning, be like, "Fuck, I'm a member of the Boone and Crockett Club."
Fine, but I want you to measure my deer because I am
Dude,
curious. I
told you
want to
would
see what that
measure it.
is.
Will you let it go? Fuck. All right, here's Super 10 of North American.
Fine.
We've talked about this before.
He actually did. Kurt's not
So
lying, dude.
choose one bears.
Yeah.
One bears.
So it's one of every category.
Yep, bears, cats, cougar or jaguar, deer,
Jaguar,
deer, whitetail, coos, mule deers,
Caribou.
Sika, elk, caribou, a ton of subspecies of caribou.
Why is there so many?
Bison, muskox, in the same category. Goat, mountain goat. Antelope is in its own category because it's one of a kind. And sheep, doll, Rocky Mountain bighorn, stone, California bighorn.
Any one of those counts as the Super 10, but the Super Slam is all of those.
All of those.
Can I ask?
Like every single one checked off on there.
Yep.
Can I ask
Holy
a very stupid question? The difference between
So like
goat.
Tom Hoffman told me when he completed his first Super Slam, the last one he needed was a stone sheep or a Fallon sheep. Took him 4 tries to get his stone sheep to complete his first Super
And how much
Slam.
money is a stone sheep hunt?
Right now, probably like 90 grand. Yeah.
Oh,
back then.
that's how. So
Wait,
back then, I don't know.
Yeah,
you know,
U.S.
but-
money?
So I have
U.S. not Canadian.
U.S. money?
I do want to. I want to ask the stupid question. What is the difference between a goat and a sheep?
leave. I'm just kidding, Steve.
Hey, where's the dog at?
Break it down. Fucking break it down for me.
Sheep are the ones you chase. Goats are the ones you don't.
Bet and
bet.
Steve's a liar.
Sheep are the ones where you put on the Velcro gloves and they come running towards you.
You did that so good.
Aaron fist bumped me, and that made me feel really good. That made my night.
I'm gonna spit my fucking beer out.
That's cool. Thanks, Eric. Sorry I called you a piece of shit earlier. I didn't mean that. I was mistaken.
Yes, you did.
Well, you are a piece of shit, but I felt bad about calling you.
But like, think about this though. Like,
Hold
think
on.
about this.
Hey, listen, hold on.
I asked
Out
him
of
a
bounds.
question.
You
I got
cut
called
him
gay.
off. Scott,
Like-
you were talking?
like look at this, like this spreadsheet. So I mean, just moose for example, right? Canadian and Alaskan Yukon moose, you can buy those hunts, right? You can pay for the hunt, go with an outfitter. A Shiras moose hunt in North America, that's an 18 to 20 year draw.
Yes.
Yeah.
In Wyoming.
Or Montana,
And Colorado.
Colorado, anywhere.
And some
Anywhere.
And some guys have done it more than once.
Most of them, no.
They got to plan it
No,
out
because
really well.
like Wyoming, like that's a once in a lifetime draw.
Right.
You'd
You
have
draw
to
it
start
once,
putting
you
it in
never draw it.
Wyoming and Colorado and another state at the same time.
You
20 years
literally
ago.
have to start when you're like 18.
It's like
right?
$2,000.
Yeah, I'm gonna start putting in for my kid. Dude, we saw some giant Shiras moose in Colorado, man. But the unit we were in
But
was
like, okay,
crazy.
But like, look at so bears, right? Black bear, you can kill in the lower 48. Grizzly bear, you can't. You have to go to the Yukon or Alaska.
Yep.
Alaska brown bear, obviously you have to go to Alaska. Polar bear, that one you're limited to what 2 or 3 places you can go,
Yep.
which is soon to be taken off
Again.
to where we can't hunt them. So now they're gonna have to replace it with something else.
So if they take that off, can you still get your Super Slam then?
Yeah,
Well, if you already killed it.
yeah. If you already
Until it's
killed
back
it,
on the roster,
right,
then you
right.
got to get back up there and get
They're
it.
having a panel. They're having a panel here coming up for Pope and Young with
And like
one of
Quebec-
my buddies, Heath Drager. He's from Canada, Saskatchewan, I believe it is. I'm not sure. He's going to kill me if I have that wrong.
Saskatchewan is in Canada.
Yeah, I know that.
I have 5. I have
But-
5 of the 10.
But they're having
I'm half done.
They're
You're
having
halfway there.
They're having a panel up there because they can't bring polar bear down into the 48.
No, you have to
56.
donate.
Wasn't there a deal with muskox as well?
No.
Certain area?
No, muskox. No, muskox so you can bring back. But Quebec Labrador caribou, non-residents can't hunt Quebec Labrador caribou
anymore.
That shut down 3 years ago.
God, it's complicated.
Half caribou, half dog, or what?
No, it's just where it is.
No, Quebec
where it is.
shut down all caribou hunting for non-residents.
Yeah, but what happens when we get resident tags and Canada becomes the 51st state? What's up, boys?
Fuck the Queen!
Yeah, dude.
Then Winnipegians.
What are you going to speak French to me? You fucking... Never mind. Speak your French.
Suck on the dick, bitch.
Just put the fries in the bag.
Yeah, okay, America's hat. What are you going to lip up again?
Yeah. Say with an
We
accent.
beat your ass once, we'll beat it again.
We'll take the hat off. Guess what?
Yeah, and like California Bighorn. Good luck drawing that fucking tag.
Yeah. Actually, I know somebody that did draw that.
I know somebody that bought that tag for a lot of fucking money.
Sounds awfully Canadian.
500 grand. Probably. 300 to 500.
365.
You're hunting liberal.
I'll buy one
Bighorn?
tomorrow.
No, but
No, you won't.
no, but
Yeah, you're right.
when guys are buying those, like I was at the sheep show last year, and the guys are bidding on the auctions, and Colorado opened up that special unit, and there was giant freaking bighorns in there, and they knew it. $200,000 walk on, and he was in the studio. You know, Jimmy John. He bought that.
Yeah. Jimmy John spent so much money.
He bought that governor's tag in Montana, I believe it was Montana.
He bought the governor's tag in Arizona too.
He killed 2 giant sheep. I mean, so hopefully he has them measured. I reached out. I was trying to get them measured.
I texted him.
We need those guys though.
Yeah,
I mean, that's,
big time.
But
that's money
that's
that
the
is
stuff.
all going into the industry and the
That's the
conservation.
But
And that's
no.
the thing on surface level, guys will see that on Facebook that are their life sucks and or they're miserable in whatever situation and they're just hating on it. It's like, no, you don't get
You don't
it.
fucking understand.
They gotta spend the money because the money is spent for us.
That is the whole reason why they auction off those tags and offer those tags.
Yeah.
Is because all that money goes
back to
conservation.
Here's the thing.
Put sheep back
I
on the
can't
mountain.
afford it.
Yep.
I can't afford it. But maybe someday we can because Jimmy John's willing to drop whatever it takes to ensure that it exists for as long as it can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like otherwise, what anti-hunting group is dropping that type of money for fucking mountain goat conservation
A
or
lot.
sheep
I
conservation?
mean, well, they're dropping all the money to prevent us from hunting.
yeah, but they're
I
not
mean,
dropping it to
preserve
them.
No, but I mean, again, so that goes back to like the whole fight aspect. Is it's us versus them. Them, it's a much larger force with a lot bigger financial backing
and way more ignorance
compared to us.
Right.
For sure.
And they get all the media attention. We don't. Right.
Yep.
So that's where like if you're not part of the fight, then fuck off. But
Yeah, right.
that's the other thing is like as a manufacturer of like archery products, a lot of people bitch at like, oh, it's so expensive. It's so expensive. A lot of people don't realize like every site that we sell, there's an 11% FET tax that we have to pay out of my pocket for every site that we sell.
Conservation.
But that 11% FET tax goes back to state organizations to help fund conservation efforts.
11%.
11%.
Yeah,
a lot.
Imagine you paid 11% on your fucking car loan. Steve, you probably do. How's that feel?
Oh, he pays over that.
Way over that. I pay 32% on my car loan. All right, I got one payment left. It's over.
But that's the thing. It's like that's 11% significant. But
it's
a
lot.
I don't know. It's all good. It's all interesting. It's dynamic. And man, how many other podcasts have this wild of conversation about like benefits of? But here's the thing.
It's everywhere.
It's just it's necessary.
Do you
and it's
want to know
fun.
what podcast does?
Probably
I'm fucking with you.
Rogan does from time to time.
Yeah, there's an OnlyFans podcast that gets wild.
Bucky's got the stats book out.
Conservation is funded by us, and
us only.
and all of our stuff that like we pay, like I paid $470 some to hunt in Illinois. Okay, so that part of that money is going to conservation. It has to.
Yeah, it has
It has to.
Yeah.
Right. So, and like the Sheep Foundation, when they're auctioning off the stuff, you know, like guys like Jimmy John, good for him.
Yeah.
You know what? It would be nice if I'd be able to do that, but I can't.
Right.
And but the only reason I go to the sheep show is I'm trying to win a sheep tag.
Right.
Because that's the only chance I have in North America.
But you're still spending money.
But I'm still spending money, and all that's going towards the greater good.
And that's the thing is like guys like Jimmy John, guys like, you know, like Jason Harrison was the one that bought that California Bighorn tag for $365. Like without guys like that are dumping big money in, guys at our level, we're dumping peanuts in, right? But it doesn't matter. It all
benefits us.
It all makes a difference.
Yeah, big time. Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
See, this all further backs my points of like just get people into their entries and get their membership and get their money. That's like,
and that's why like for Pope and Young, like a general membership is $45. Like
cheap.
$45 a year. That's one night going out to eat a month.
Don't eat lunch for 2 days.
No, just
what these days? One day.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
Don't go out for dinner one day, and you can afford a membership, and you are part of the solution, not part of the problem.
Or a life membership.
Or a life membership.
What's a life membership doing?
$1,500. Unless you're over 65, it's $1,000. But
I did a life membership years ago, and at the last convention, they're like, "Well, do you want to be a regular member?" Because I'm a general member, and I'm like, "Well, I'm already a general member for $1,500." Well, if you want to pay a little bit more, you can be a regular member because you met the minimums to get there.
Yeah, I would say
what are the minimums?
It's not just financially. You have to have 3 animals recorded in the record book.
3 animals taken, not recorded. I believe it.
It's recorded. I thought.
No, you have to have them entered.
You do have to.
Yeah.
Is it species or animals?
Yeah,
3 animals.
You're on a committee. Yeah. What the hell am I talking about?
3 animals.
Yeah, Bucky, do I got to school you again on some more Pope Young stuff?
Somebody slapped me.
I'll never let you live it down.
I know. And so yeah, you have to go to some sort of organization by Pope and Young, which like I did the rendezvous. I did a couple rendezvous. I went up by Scott's rendezvous.
Yeah, you did.
Because I showed up. You know why? Because in the Midwest, if they don't have something, and they have something like that, we need to show up.
I didn't show up. All right.
No. No, I'm not busting your balls yet. I will later at the bar.
Yes,
but
please.
But we need to show up
because
because
I'm coming to the convention.
Because then they'll have more stuff in our area.
Right.
Because we're all just fucking junkies about
the coolest
chasing
dudes.
whitetails.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean? I mean, we don't wear flat bills.
Whitetails. Love them.
Hey.
Yes.
Dog.
Yeah, me too.
Dog, come on. Flat bills.
No Utah
flat
shit
bills.
going on here. Are my ears tucked in my hat?
Yeah, none of those Mountain Dews.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew?
Okay.
That's offensive somehow. I don't know how, but somehow it is.
No flat bills? Come on. Dog.
Sorry, Steve. It was just too funny at this point.
I know.
No, I would like to point out though, out of all the people in this room, Bucky was the only one that came to the Minnesota rendezvous.
Here, hold on. I'm going to try and guess this button in the first try.
We had a good time at that event.
We did.
We actually
That works.
I even brought my wife.
Yeah, you did. And bold move.
And she had fun because we
Bold
got drunk. Hey, guess what? We party.
Yeah.
I couldn't even shoot a bow. I went up.
Hey, can
there.
I ask you a question? How
No.
many Boone and Crockett deer have been pulled out of Minnesota?
Quite a few, actually.
Quite a few.
Yeah, I believe it.
We actually.
Wait, really?
Yeah, we actually just recently we had 2 deer unofficially scored, but they're not going to miss it. Both were in the 190s.
Oof. Hold on. Oh. Ignore that turkey button.
I wanted to talk shit. I was hoping they were going to have Michigan numbers, but no, like Minnesota's acting like that? Really?
We got some big deer in Minnesota.
Oh my,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh my.
I mean, it's not like, Illinois or Iowa, but
Yeah.
I mean, there's some big deer. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I think the conversation's healthy and it is fun. It is a fun thing to talk
But
about.
I mean, like now, I mean, hearing you getting fired up about it, like now I'm like,
Are you more razzed up?
Well, now I have a buddy, like I have somebody that I know that's
Yeah.
my age that feels the same way I do. So it's like let's let's take this and run with it. You know, like again, it's not going to change overnight or over the next 2 to 3 years, but as a board,
it's a start.
It's rotating, right?
Yeah.
So as the board rotates, the idea rotates, right? But if nobody's talking about it, then you don't know.
Yeah, it would be lame. Like Bucky's got this stats book out. That book has been opened several times with this podcast, and it's so fun, dude. Like I was the book handler the first time.
How many deer have been shot through the liver?
Dark.
How many deer have shot?
Turns out all of them by the DeQuistos.
How many deer have been shot through the throat? Oh my god! They keep track of this shit.
Did you also put your dreadlocks up in a fucking bow and shoot a deer?
Leave it there. Where was that, Steve? Shut up. So why did you laugh when I brought up the book again, Bucky? That book that's a fun book.
I know. Kurt loves it.
Well,
Kurt loves this book.
So we got to remind everybody that you didn't know about this.
Yes, of course.
You want to remind everybody real quick before we get into the book?
I will.
All right, Bucky, remind everybody about the book.
So Kurt's like, don't they make a statistic book like at the end of this deal? Like, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, no, they make a statistic book at the end of it. And it talks about everything. And I'm like, can
you shoot better?
You look like a nerd.
I'm like, you sound like you're drunk. I'm pretty sure you're hammered.
Yeah.
And turns out we went to the convention. I went to the convention, walk in, and they're like, hey, the statistic books aren't going to be handed out. They're a little bit late. We're going to send them to you. I'm like,
my eyes
son of a bitch.
Anywhere.
I'm like, freaking Kurt's right. I can't. He's going to hate it.
Oh, I do hate it.
I call him. I'm like, all right. Crow is still warm. Yeah, you're right. You're right about those statistics.
I've had nothing to school you on.
So then Kurt and Jordan came up to my house and we drank 3 gallons of old fashions and
accidentally.
This is an amazing book.
We had statistics still.
I love that book.
So all other deer shot distance, more deer have been killed at 60 to 70 yards than 10 yards or less.
Other deer.
Other deer.
Whitetails over here.
I don't care. Other deer.
What's other deer?
Okay, whitetail. Okay. Whitetail. Nope, that's age of hunter. We don't care about that.
Bucky, what were you? Weird.
More hunters between the age of 41 to 60 have killed whitetail deer than any other age group.
For sure.
Well, you're way out of that range.
Do you know why?
What the fuck?
Because the younger guys aren't entering them.
That's true. Yeah.
It's statistics.
This is inner deer.
So then what does that tell you? What does that tell you?
We need to get into
Kurt's right.
Younger people don't give a fuck about score.
But it's any organization though,
Or
right?
is it the dynamic of how the score is presented?
Or is it just the organization as a whole and younger people don't want to be part of an organization?
It's all organizations.
I'm going to fly that flag for the younger gen. Throat tattoos are sick. Listen to me, kids. I'm cool. Don't do drugs. Get your neck tatted.
Doug speaks for the butt tattoo organization.
Yeah.
I'm throwing this out there.
We're out there.
The number one demographic that people care about when it comes to like television programming, especially like pro wrestling shows, is the 18 to 36 male demographic.
Yeah.
They care about what's happening there.
That still live in their basement with their mom.
Doug's right.
Again, it doesn't matter where they live. That's who's spending the money.
Doug's right there.
So 18 to 36 male, if they're not sending in
18 to 36 should be the tallest statistic.
I'm not.
So that's the smallest.
I know it should be the tallest.
I don't.
No, I know, but it's as general members within Pope and Young, that is the smallest portion.
It's weird. I don't agree with it because now that I'm out of that, I don't live.
You get everybody on their 125 and 2/8. Just get them right away. Bam. Watch that bar graph.
Yes. But if you get younger guys excited, and I don't know, how do you find those guys? I don't know.
TikTok.
I think it's TikTok.
Pro wrestling.
I think it
I'm
is.
muted. I'm muted.
You know what you do? You go
almost a 10-second video.
This is like an old school thing. Oh, you get your rotary phone out. All those old dudes at Pope and Young. See, put their quarters in there. See, Kurt, is Kurt Geyer there? See, oh, listen, hey, we need you. All right, here's what I need. Just list the numbers, baby. You don't have to change anything else. Just list the numbers. They're in. Eliminate drying period.
Kurt's got it all figured
to
out.
0.
Wait, I can't wait till Kurt's standing next to Chuck Adams and I'm gonna take a picture. I swear. It's gonna
The freaking
epic.
Morse code. All the old dudes in their suits at Pope and Young are like, this dude's a fucking idiot. Did it. Tap, 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 tap.
They're not
Then
like
they
that.
get in their
They're
1950s
not
Ford
like
with
that.
their Uzi gun. Head on over to the convention. See, we're going over there. We're gonna shoot some deer.
I'll tell you what. I spent some time when I was a president of the state of Wisconsin for Wisconsin Bucky Bear Club.
Yeah.
Okay. I went out to visit Stan and Carolyn Godfrey, and they are legends. Okay. Stan's probably measured. He's the second highest measure. He might be the first highest measure in the state of Wisconsin. Measured more animals than anybody. And because he used to live in Milwaukee, okay, so Boone and Crockett had a convention in Milwaukee back in the day, and that's how they found a lot of measures, and that's how they started Wisconsin Bucky Bear Club.
Oh,
so Stan is like a legend. He measures a lot of stuff, and Carolyn happens to shoot almost. I think she might have 29. She's got a lot of them.
29 entries.
No, 20 big game animals.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's got a lot. And together they've traveled the globe. It's amazing. And you sit down with people like that, and yeah, I was a punk kid when I was, the state president years ago. But sit down, talk to them, and oh my. And that's what I was telling you about the other day is their certificate for Pope and Young, because they're a huge Pope and Young advocate. Their certificates on the wall. Next to it is their photo.
Oh,
Each one.
Right.
Each one. Here's their certificate. Here's how I killed it.
Yeah.
Each one. And their whole basement is just filled with it.
See,
and
I think that's cool.
It's like not a museum, but it's you go upstairs.
It's a great display.
Kinda. You go upstairs and it's
So that's what I'm currently doing, man. I ordered an Amazon wall laser.
You showed it to me at your house.
Yeah. So Bucky's entering every animal that's eligible up until this date as you're entering. I don't know how many I have. I have 4 entered already.
A lot.
And then my dad had 3. My dad had 3 or 4 already entered, and you're entering 3 of my dad's deer. I wanted you to measure them because I could enter them, but I think it's cool that you do it. But
out of 700 entries, that's the most I've ever had from one person.
Mine?
Yes.
What's the previous?
12.
What am I going to be at?
20.
20 total.
Something like that. It's a lot. I mean, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Good for you.
And thank you because
you make a difference.
But you talked me into it. I wasn't going to enter any of them.
Well, we go back and forth.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen next week.
I won't do it.
You might call me. You might yell at me and say, fuck this.
Honestly, it could happen. I'm not saying it won't.
I know it won't. I know it might not.
But didn't I tell you? I said, when you're here, you better strike while I'm hot.
I know. That's why I'm here. So I'm here.
I mean, I'm just honest. I'm not lying about it,
And I like you guys.
Better be here, bitch. Motherfucker, you're on my time.
Hey, I didn't say it like that.
I was coming here because Scott was here, so
it just worked out. It was meant to be.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna bail until I found out you were here, and then I was like,
well,
I
hold
can't
on.
miss Busy.
I made you feel bad.
I'm blushing.
I can't miss Boosie.
I made you Boosie.
Boosie badass.
I made you feel bad a little bit.
You did. You totally guilty.
So I called.
I was on my deathbed yesterday. He was like, "You better not bitch out." I'm like, "Oh, fuck."
No. I said, Scott's busy and you're all over. You don't live close. So I was like, Scott, you might be setting the record for most rescheduled or canceled podcast guest in history of WCB. And he's like, oh, bullshit. Don't say that, And I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, think about it. And then
let me run the numbers here.
I'm picking my daughter up from school. He calls me 3-4 hours later. He's like, I'm coming tomorrow no matter what. Fuck you. I'm like, all right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Well, we're glad you came.
I did. I was like literally like walking out the house. Like I got my dog in one hand. Like I got like one pant leg on, like one boot. Like I'm trying to like get my life together. I'm like, I gotta get there. Show up, and then 4 hours later, Bucky shows up, and then we get shit going.
Yeah, here we are. Thanks, Bucky.
Apparently, we're on Boosie's time.
Boosie badass.
That's really funny.
I got shit to do. I got to sit there and I have to take my bow for a walk.
That's the worst. That's the thing. He calls me. He's like, yeah, I'm hunting tonight. I'm like, so what time are you gonna show up? He's like, oh, I'll be around 7. I'm like, cool.
We were like, you were so late. We're like, he had to kill one he's messing with.
Yeah,
and then he walks in. He's just like, hey, what's up, guys? You're like, did you kill one? No. We're like, okay, you're about to
Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
You ever had your
Why are you
ass
so
kicked?
late?
You ever had your ass kicked by a bunch of hot dudes? 'Cause we're about to beat your ass.
bunch of hot, tatted out dudes.
I was busy. I had a whole bunch of
Tatted
stuff.
out.
Oh, fuck. I heard that. I was so glad I get to sit out and then ass whoop.
You can join that club
I'm
now.
in that club.
I had a whole bunch of stops to make as I was driving the struggle bus.
A baddie with the daddies.
Steve, what'd you say?
Matching one.
Oh, I like as soon as it was.
I'm just kidding, dude. I didn't really want to hear it.
We'll do it in Arizona.
Fuck out of here.
The power of that mute button's too good. I'm just kidding, dude. I'm sorry. I feel bad about that. I feel bad. I'm just fucking with you. I don't want to hear it. Too good.
I don't give a fuck.
He takes the bait every time.
Every time. Hook, line, sinker. Got him.
Now I actually do feel bad because I feel like I just degraded you on our platform. People are going to start thinking I'm a bully. I'm sweet, I swear.
Okay, all right.
At least he's not sleeping.
You promise I have a platform?
I don't give a fuck, dude. Mute that mic.
Dude, no, just give me a platform for 2 seconds.
All right, here you go.
Don't fall asleep.
All right,
Psych, I don't want it.
I was gonna ruin it. Goddamn.
Go to hell, dude.
Where's the dog at?
He's sleeping on the couch.
Yeah, Thor, kill this guy for once. You have permission. All right. Sorry, Steve. I feel bad about it, but I don't. Also, but no,
okay, man. Oh shit.
it's all good fun. We're getting to the end of this.
I appreciate you feeling bad for me.
Yeah, I definitely don't. But
Nobody feels bad for you.
No one.
Zero.
we do. But we've been around you enough for it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's all right. You need it, dude, and you love it. You know you love it.
See you at the shoot.
Be nice to Steve for like 2 hours and see how weird he gets.
Please fucking don't.
He gets out of
You'll
body.
change your.
hate that.
You can't be too nice to him. He gets out of body. He's like, what is going on? He thinks you're coming on to him, and it's weird. So you got to always stay a little mean.
Coming onto him or coming on him?
He wants
He's into
either.
both.
He'll take either. He's got
Yeah, he'd
nothing
take
going
either.
on.
He's desperate.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you throwing in a freaking butterscotch there, old man?
It's just acid. It's just acid. It's just acid.
Is that Sam Gaylord over here? What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
It's just acid.
I'd like to be Sam
Or
Gaylord.
Werther's Buttered Original or whatever the hell they are.
Just that whole rapper
Bucky.
station over there.
You did walk into that one.
I know I did. Trying not to cough.
Well, I mean, have you seen this shit? I mean, look through these things.
Can you see through them? Because
No, fuck no.
God, you look weird with glasses.
That's why. That's why.
Scott, don't put glasses on.
That's why you need clarifiers.
Holy shit.
Clarifier.
I mean,
and
between
rectifier.
the fingerprints and the fucking magnification of these things, like,
I think those are marks from the butterscotch.
The old-fashioned
marks on
splash
them.
all over
you
the
could
front.
start a fire with this shit.
There's a glaze of old-fashioned sugar.
Finger.
There's a cherry on it.
Old-fashioned drinks. Dude, boys, I think it's time to go.
That's like 3-hour vision.
I can't see out of them.
I think it's time to go. All right.
He says he can't see out of him. He's measuring deer.
What an episode. I think it's time.
Okay.
All right. Shut up, Steve. Doug, how do you feel about this? It was good.
It was good.
Mostly good.
It was mostly great, besides Steve.
Scott, thanks for everything. Sorry also.
Thank you, Scott.
Scott's Cash Game, Dialed Archery. Check them out. Hey, are we going to get an updated code? Just working class, free shipping? Okay, no updated code, Scott says. He said,
Just nothing.
buy it or don't.
It's actually canceled. Our code was.
He's like, yeah,
Well, why would I change the code? It's working.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks to the listeners.
Keep the same code.
I love it. Okay. Bucky, you're the man. Thanks for entering all these animals for me. I appreciate it big time.
Yeah, I'd do anything for you.
Well, likewise, brother. You
And,
Anything.
Well, I mean, you guys are. I met you at a freaking trade show.
Yeah, Wisconsin show.
Yeah, and I brought a cooler beer guess what? It all figured out from there. You told me about Scott. Scott's a pretty good dude. Give me a call. I give Scott a call. I'm on the phone with him for like hour and a half. Like it was something like that. Like I'm on the phone with him.
Are you calling us easy?
No, like I'm on the phone with Scott with Scott for like an hour and a half. Like, excuse me, like-minded individuals.
Yeah,
like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why when elevator door open, I'm like, you must be Scott. Fucking.
That's hilarious the way that worked.
Like just fucking, good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
well, I don't know about good guys, but
Well.
I mean we're
On
guys.
the surface.
We're definitely guys.
Yeah, guys. for
Like-minded guys.
Tattooed guys.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we're a bunch of tatted dudes.
You want to hear my
Yeah.
impression of you, Bucky? I've done
Yes.
this on a couple episodes. I haven't
Uh-oh.
heard them yet. Dude.
dude.
Love you, dude. Love you, dude.
you can do it.
Love you, dude.
That's I can't do anything else but that. Because when I killed that deer, we talked. You call.
Oh.
It comes in when it's like, dude, that deer might be 200 inches. I can't do the rest. I can just do the dude part. That's it.
That's it.
That's all you need.
That was one of the best calls I've had in a long time.
I was like, Bucky, come on, you old man, figure out your FaceTime.
Yeah, I'm in the chiropractor office and I'm like, it's going off. I'm like, whatever.
Back cracked.
And I get in the car. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And my phone's blowing up. And he goes, if you text me, if you don't call me, we're not friends. I'm like, fuck, what the fuck?
Well, at least he called you. I had
Yeah.
to find out about his deer from you.
Well, that's what we do.
Not true.
It's not
100% true.
I texted you pictures expecting you to be like, what the fuck did you do?
No,
And
I
you
got
never
pictures.
called me.
I got pictures from Bucky first.
Well, probably in the mix. You got to understand.
Yeah.
I did text you. Listen, we came to men's on this already. We already had this.
We should back it up a little bit because the reason is that I think that Kurt got hold of me right away because he sent me a trail cam photo and I'm like, a disclaimer, I am not a measure by trail cam.
It's hard.
But I'm like, dude, I think that buck is pretty freaking big. And I threw a number at him and I was pretty close.
I called you right away also when you texted me like your digital prediction.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close. That was a little bit high, but like, ooh.
Yeah, I always wondered, like, if I kill a giant deer, who's my first phone call?
Me.
You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. It's in order of who you talk to last.
Yeah, basically.
Oh.
Because I left here. Rachel was here and already tagged out because we had the middle of the map camp. Cole Jagger had called me randomly on the way there. But I had talked to Lee, and Austin is the last person I talked to before I got out of my truck. Because he's like, what's your plan? What are you doing? This is what I'm doing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting ready to go in. And then I reversed order and phone call.
Damn.
And then when I recovered the deer, I called you because you had the predictive thing. So
Guy that was always spot on, RP Papa Dave, but it was Papa Dave's buddy,
Jim Burns.
Jim Burns, like, I sent you a deer in like 2016, and like I sent that to you. I got a response back that it was like, Jim said that deer is 180. Go kill it.
Yeah, Jim's on the spot on everything. He always was. But when I FaceTimed Bucky, we finally got to work.
Boosie.
Boosie.
And you're like, what the fuck? You know, it was awesome.
What the fuck, dude?
What the fuck?
That wasn't supposed to be an
All
impression.
right, well, if I ever kill a big deer, the first person I'm calling is Boosie.
You should.
Boosie badass. If you call it Lil Boosie,
You should.
Big Boosie.
Little Bo Boosie.
nah, Lil Boosie.
All right.
Little Bo Boosie.
Steve, good to see you. Eric, good to see you as well.
Yep.
It's great to see
Thanks
you
for coming,
guys.
boys.
Love you
It was
guys.
fun. What a roller coaster of a podcast, huh? There might be
Damn.
some cuts in this one just for smoothness, aka
Get
Why
behind.
the fuck did you look at me like
I think we have a total of about 10 minutes of content there.
no. There's more than that. I got
10 minutes of cut of Steve.
I got a little over 10-minute gap here. I got a question mark with an arrow backwards there. I have a start the podcast at the 23-minute mark, question mark. And then I have one blip at another time. That was my fault. And then I have a Scott blip here. That's quite funny in the note I wrote down. I don't want to repeat it because then I'll have to edit this.
editing.
Jesus Christ, guys, get it to fucking together.
When you
Get
see
it
my notes,
together.
they're quite funny. And my whole thing with the podcast is I take notebooks and every episode gets another page. And I just started another notebook. And my last deer score sheet was actually the last page of the previous notebook, so that's full front to back. So now I'm working through this because if you scroll through, you can see the notes from previous episodes. And I just know if someone reads that, that edit, that's a good memory.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell is that edit?
Yeah.
So
That sucks. Like people just tighten up.
Thanks
if
everybody
you're on
for
a
listening.
podcast, tighten up.
It's been a run.
Hey, if you're going to get behind something like what Scott said, get behind something. One freaking thing.
Yeah,
and make it,
or multiple. It doesn't.
or,
I mean,
or a local archery club or something like that. Like, get behind it.
For
do
sure.
something.
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, watching, and listening with caution.
Yeah.
Apologize for anything offensive. I'm just kidding.
Viewership just dropped by 20% guaranteed.
If anyone put money on betting that Steve's going to mention wrestling, congratulations.
You won a lot of money.
You won money.
All right. You know what to do. Go shoot your bow. We love you.
We love you.
Bye.